Hey, Slippery, good morning. Junk Pick, how you doing? Hope you guys are all good this morning. Uh, Riley's in the house. Good morning. Hey, Philly Drone. Our weather's crappy, man. No, very cloudy. It's gonna rain soon. We're supposed to have thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow, all day tomorrow. Oh, cool. You're fixing your quads there, Slippery. That's nice to hear. Yesterday it was too crappy to fly. Windy like anything. Hey, Ivy, how you doing? Long time no see for sure. I hope everybody's got a nice weather, at least to fly. You got your end, you guys. I'm doing pretty good there, Ivy. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, daylight saving times is a bugger. I wish they'd leave it like this all the time, though, instead of changing it every year. Hard on the system. Uh, Back to Mo. Needed a coffee and a 420. It's true. It's the afternoon down there, Slippery. Yeah. The Irish Train King, how you doing? 2:10 in the afternoon. Here it's 9:10 in the AM. I noticed there's a lot of live streams going on this morning. It's all right, Rhino. How you doing? Boy, your ears must have been ringing there, Ryan. There we go. Finish with that. Well, at least I didn't get to bed too late last night. I'm happy about that. Had a good sleep, finally. There we go. I'm gonna finish setting up this here. A live chat. There we go. Okay, gotta get up to go make coffee. I'm up back into my pillow. Okay. If you guys see that we're not on tomorrow morning, because they're calling for very nasty weather tomorrow, thunderstorms and everything in the morning. So if you see if I'm not on, you know why. Tomorrow morning. I'm jumping on a magic runabout tonight. That's cool. Hey, Michael Banning, how you doing? Wonder if you can see her this morning on her cam. There she is. Working very hard as usual. The weather's been nice down there. You're lucky, Michael. Yeah. Very crappy here for weather-wise. Summer will be coming now. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Roger. I see my girl Roxy.
Working hard.
She's doing what she needs to do for the family. I can see that right now. She said, Dad's on live, and I'm going to stay out of his way.
Hey, Travel with Nicole. How you doing? Long time no see. How you doing, Paul?
Hey, I'm doing good. I was over watching Philly Drone Life Michael's live stream this morning, and he was supposed to have his birthday flight in a hot air balloon, and it got canceled at 4 o'clock this morning because of higher winds than expected, and so he was disappointed. I was glad to see that he went up anyway, and he started off his stream by having the camera tilted up towards the clouds, and he was talking like he was in the hot air balloon, and then he panned it down, and it was the river and everything.
Well, at least it's better being safe than sorry going up in the winds like that.
Exactly. And they're gonna the guy that has the balloon is gonna try again tomorrow.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, you're no. After you got off last night, well, I closed down. And me and Val talked last night till about midnight.
Oh my.
Yeah. Anyway, I was tired a little bit this morning, but
I would guess. Yeah. Well, the sad part is Val's 3 hours difference than we are.
Yeah.
So, you know, midnight your time is only 9 o'clock there, and she's still raring to go. You know, it's like, whoa.
Oh, she was burnt yesterday.
Yeah.
He was tired. Oh. Well, it's a no fly again today here. We're gonna get rain, and it's really ominous outdoors. Very very cloudy.
Yeah, we got rain this morning earlier. Started probably about 5 o'clock, and now it's not raining now, but it's dark. But we're supposed to have a front move through,
Yeah.
then maybe get sunshine. I don't know.
Thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow all day.
Ah,
Eagle VP. Good morning. Good morning. Long time no see.
hello, John Donardo is in the house.
Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna blow my nose.
Okay. So John's out up this morning early. I wonder if he's at the shop or is he just hanging at the house? Go over there and I start typing and takes me over to the regular chat. And of course the regular chat isn't synced with the way we are on here, so it's kind of funny.
Hey, John Cole, how you doing this morning? I know you're supposed to be at work today.
Drone Pool lives just northwest of me, I think, doesn't he?
Missouri. He lives in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Southwest of me.
Central Missouri. There you go. I still have a good memory. Eagle VP, I hope you're doing well.
So I think I saw, was Michael on here earlier?
No.
No, but I mean, was he in the chat, Michael?
No.
Really?
So,
I thought
he could have been. I don't know.
I thought I saw Philly Drone Life was in earlier. Oh, I could be wrong.
Well, I'm checking it out there. See if you...
Michael, are you here?
No, I don't see him.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a Bill Drone Review guy. I sent him a link. I don't know what time he's gonna come in though. Got him coming in, and we're gonna have I sent an invite to John Donardo and John Coopy.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of Johns this morning. And Drone Pool's at work, so that's for sure. He's not gonna come on this morning. So, any more news on that new camera that came out for you guys?
I know Michael's got one ordered, and I think Mike Roche has one ordered, and but they're supposed to get them maybe by the weekend or first of next week. DJI, when you order direct from them, they're pretty darn good about getting it in your hands fast.
Yeah. Drone Pool, his name is Dan. Yeah.
Hey, John.
Aerial Drones, good morning. Bonjour, Aerial Drones, ça va? J'espère que ça va très bien à votre point.
What Roger said.
How you doing, John?
Good. How are you today?
Not bad, not bad.
Good. Paul, can you see and hear me today?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Very good.
I kind of like this camera angle better. You've changed your angle the last few times.
Yeah, this is actually not my laptop. This is my work computer. So now I have both screens, and I put the chat on one, and YouTube kind of screws me up because I have your picture over here on the left where the camera is, and I have Google Hangouts on the right. The Google Hangouts, of course, is like, geez, it's like 10 seconds quicker
Okay.
than the stuff on the left. But then I can do my searches and everything, and I'm not messing with 2 different keyboards, and drives me nuts. So I brought the camera from my house to here, and if it works out, I'll get one from my house, but I just haven't been at my house. So, you know, the thing's just sitting down there. I figure I'm at work all the time. I might as well bring it to work.
Mm.
And Saturdays, it's just me here, so I just wait for customers if I have appointments. And I normally would update the drones and all that stuff. I have them all with me today, but it's so windy here. It's beautiful out, but there's a constant 15-mile-an-hour wind and gusting.
Yeah.
No good, no fun.
Brent Aerials and Phantom Hodges today are standing in their garage waiting for the guy to go there for their flight reviewer. It's their test today.
Oh yeah.
That's their advanced test, their advanced license today.
Yeah, the big buzz over here, Roger, is, and some guys have been putting up overnight and early yesterday. The changes in the FAA rules for hobbyists has changed, and that you have to now get more serious about it. And it's what the FAA is slowly doing is pushing everyone to become 107 pilots.
Yeah.
What changed, Paul? Because I haven't read it yet. I know it's out there, and I know they were going to change it. But
Well, hobbyists no longer can you call an airport, get authorization from anybody locally. You have to go through the LANC system, and you're restricted to, you cannot fly as a hobbyist in any restricted area whatsoever under any circumstances without getting authorization.
Well, wasn't that before?
Well, what it was before, you used to be able to call, like if it was a small airport, Roger, you call them up and say, hey, I'm planning on flying here, here, and here. Is it okay? And the guy'd say, yeah, all right. They can't, they've been prohibited from doing that.
so what do you need now? Some kind of app?
Yeah, you have to use either Air Maps or the FAA has a, let me go over here. I can tell you.
Before you fly, that one.
Good morning, Rodney Bell. How you doing?
There's a new one. Let me see if let me see. Let me go over here and look. The new one is called Visualize It. CFAA UAS data on a map, and you can select your map, and it shows you the places that are no-fly zones and the restrictions. And when you zoom into your area, it gives you elevations to fly under or above or whatever, or if it's down to the ground level. It's pretty cool. But
So
the plan is, I think the plan is from the FAA, they're going to have the LANC system fully operational by, I think it's August or September of this year, that you'll have to go through the LANC system.
So right now it's the same old way, but until they get
No, it took effect. This new system took effect immediately, but they're going to allow you then to do something else after August. But until then, you're prohibited. You can't call and get authorization. And if you do fly in areas you're not supposed to fly, you are in violation. But I think they're gonna work a grace period in there.
So it's called Visual what?
Hang on, I'll look at it again.
I'm going to see if it's on the App Store for Apple.
Exploration Obsession. Good morning. Rodney Bell's in the house. Good morning.
Morning, Rodney.
Daddy
Morning,
13, Ivy, E. Phantom Hodges is in the house.
It is. It's under the FAA, and it's called Visualize It, CFAA UAS data map. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another window. I'm going to open it up, and then I'll get the exact, and then I'll post it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not listed on the Apple website yet.
Good morning.
It's brand new.
So
Radar FPV, how you doing this morning? Well, I just got up radar, so my day's just starting. It's very gray outdoors, and we're gonna get rain today. Let's see.
I do have air maps and everything.
It's doing right now. It's doing 10 Celsius here.
Yeah, it's on air map too.
Paul's having a problem with your internet.
Yeah, Paul's internet dropped for a second. Either that or he's trying to share something.
Well, it just kind of froze here for us.
Yeah, it's 51 Fahrenheit here right now. Very cloudy.
No, it might. Be.
Okay. Hey, Junk Pick.
I see the Before You Fly app has been updated, so I just updated that.
Okay, it's Radar FPV. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why it's saying radar. It's Radar FPV.
Radar from MASH. I used to love it.
But it's Radar. It's,
Yeah, I know it. It's
I
Radar.
keep on saying radar. I don't know why, but it's Radar. Sorry about that. Yeah, same here, Radar. Yeah. It's a no-fly today for sure here. Again. And again. And again.
I think Paul locked up.
No, he's still there. He's reading.
Oh yeah, there he is. He moved. Okay.
Here, that he's resting his eyes for a minute.
Well,
Because I have a feeling Paul's been up very early this morning.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been here
Yeah.
since 7. I came out here at 7. I wish I had saw that Philly was on, but this thing doesn't even tell my cell phone anymore when anyone's on. I had to keep refreshing to see if Roger was on this morning.
If Paul just posted the link.
Did he?
Yep.
All right, let me go to that.
It takes a little while to load on my computer, and then it comes up.
Oh, yeah, it came. Well, of course, I'm on a business high-speed internet here. It came right up.
Everybody check out that link that Paul Murray just posted. That's for all the flyers there for the new regulations, I think it's called.
Yep.
Oh, where's Massachusetts here? Oh, there we go. Oh.
Then you can zoom in.
Oh yeah, I went a little too far. It is a little laggy loading everything now. Now that I zoomed in.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bookmark that link. So if anybody asks us for it, I'll just pop it up later.
There you go. That'd be easier on me, Roger. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it saved on my PC now, so I can always post it back up. Now this is strange, Paul. Did you do any research on this at all? This map, because it gives me the area around me in red, square blocks, kind of like my ham radio stuff, where you go by 100 squares. But these look like they're smaller than that. Of course, they're probably mile squares.
Well, no, what they are is they've taken, like, let's say if it was an airport and it was perfectly round, it ends up being squares in the round. Each one of those squares are altitude that you have to stay below.
Yeah, I see that. They give me, according to this, I can fly it's all in red, but it's giving me 400 feet. And there's only a couple areas that say 100 feet. And then there's 0, but it's all right around me in the airport.
Right.
But Jesus, so we don't really have to notify anyone. We just go by this map.
Well, that's the gray area that's up in the air, and a lot of guys. 51 Drones has an excellent.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Has an excellent. He just posted, I think, late yesterday. He goes in and talks about it, but he talks really fast. You have to slow it down. You have to slow it down a little bit and pause it. And then Billy Kyle just posted one a couple hours ago. He and his buddy were on there, and they pretty much talked about it too. That the consensus of all the experience. Oh yeah, he's got his mug.
Yeah. Rodney, that's,
Don't forget our breakfast mugs.
Yeah.
But the consensus is that they're working to, and if you don't have, you should plan on getting a 107.
Yeah, I'm planning on it anyway.
Read what Johnson Ibass wrote down there, guys. And Raider, that's good. I'm glad to hear that you're getting a new Armaton Marmot. Camaro, nice shirt. Yeah, that's a shirt from Rodney Bell. That's Rodney Bell's T-shirt.
Oh, that's a nice shirt. Yeah.
Rodney Bell. I don't know if he has his link for the T-shirts. Rodney Bell. If you want to post a link for your T-shirts. Dr. Drone, how you doing this morning? Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Nordic Blue's in the house. Hey, Nordic Blue.
Boy, thanks for that information, Paul. I was going to do some research later on it because I knew some changes were happening, but I didn't know it was that quick.
It's instantaneous. Yep.
Yeah. And this is all the stuff that they had out a month back where they wanted you to go and get your opinion on things.
Comments. Yep, comments. And the other thing that they talk about in there is it also gives local law enforcement authority to challenge you and to follow the regulations.
Yeah, I actually read some of that online yesterday, which was from 2017. One of the towns that abuts Westfield here, Holyoke, you can't fly anywhere in Holyoke. It's just amazing. I didn't know that. You know, I'm following the FAA rules, but each town in Massachusetts can make their own laws, and they don't just tell you.
They can't make their own laws for airspace. They can make their own laws for if you can take off or land within their jurisdiction.
Right. So
technically, if it's a small village, you could take off outside the village, fly over the village all you want to, as long as you're following FAA rules and regulations, and there's not a thing they can do about it.
Yeah, no, they encompass all of Holyoke.
Yeah.
No flying.
I
was surprised.
Yeah, and also under the rules, I think they can also apply to the FAA for no-fly zones on their own.
Nordic Blue is asking, what's everyone's favorite LiPo charger?
I have one of those Thunder chargers. So I've had it for years, though. They have upgraded it since then, but it's called a Thunder. It does everything. Fairly inexpensive too. It was like $69 or something. Came with all the adapters and all that. The newer ones are a little more expensive. Got cooling fans in it. And
okay. I don't know what Kim's using upstairs. He's got all the chargers upstairs. Daddy 13. Wait until next week to order my T-shirt, Roger. Oh, cool, Daddy 13. Thank you very much. Everybody wants to check out those T-shirts. Go to Teespring. I posted the link.
Yep.
They're not expensive. I'm making about 25 cents profit off of each shirt. With all the money we pick up, we send a free T-shirt out to one of our members.
Jesus, they went down in price. The IMAX is $38. Oh, that one's used. That's why on eBay.
Oh, the battery chargers? Okay.
Yeah, I just did a quick search. This one's used, but see if I can find a new one. Yeah, $56, Ultra Power.
Oh, thank you, Rodney. Yeah, thank you very much again. Like I said, Rodney, if you want to post your link in there for your t-shirts, I don't know if you're doing business with Teespring or not. If you are, just post your link in there.
I'm just gonna put that FAA map up if I could, Roger. Is that okay?
Okay.
Let me just figure out where I am. I have so many windows open again. Gotta get back to my, there we are.
Yeah, John, you're going to be known as Mr. Technology there pretty soon.
I wish. You know, when I go out to Haiti, that's what they call me because I brought so much stuff out there. I brought solar panels and I left everything out there. I bought solar lights to put inside the hospitals. All that, of course, all that got destroyed in the last hurricane. The roof got ripped off the building and disappeared out into the countryside with all the lights and solar panels and everything else.
Yeah.
So that's my area right there. And let's see. I'm thinking we just slide this over if you guys can see that. Am I sharing it?
No, you're not sharing it.
Oh, no.
We can't see it. You're sharing it, but we don't see it.
Huh.
You're in the infinite tunnel.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I see that over there. Let me try to get out of that infinite tunnel.
Okay, that's cool, Rodney Bell. Yeah, you can put our link up there too. Yeah. Okay, Rodney Bell. Yeah, Rodney Bell gets his t-shirts made by Mrs. RC.
Let me stop sharing this. Let me close some of the multiple windows. Oh, yeah, I see on my other screen here, I see all that stuff. Wonder why that didn't work. It always usually works when I share it that way. Let's see. Oh, there I am. I'm back again. Let's try this one more time. If I can find it. I got to close all my windows. That's what it is. I have dual screens on this one too. It might be confusing the program.
Yeah, it's confusing us too.
FPV Rims, bonjour, j'espère ça va très bien.
I love when he talks in French.
Everybody check out FPV Rims. He's from France.
Yeah, but the other thing is, John, is we may not like what he's saying. He might be saying to the guy, these idiots I'm on here with, those guys can't do anything right.
Right now, what I'm doing is I was researching those lights that Michael has, those Firehouse lights.
Firehouse lights, yep. They have them on Amazon. I mean,
yeah, oh yeah, they do. Yeah, but there's a guy that makes 3D printed rubber grommets that slide onto the legs for those.
Yeah.
Instead of using the Velcro.
Uh-huh.
I just don't like the design of it because it either faces down or up, and I want it to face forward or back, and you can't turn them on the legs. And I was going to put the white light on the top because I want to be able to, you know, so the way Philly has it, you can see if it's coming towards you or going away from you. The way that these would be set up, not so much.
But you got to fix it up to make sure you don't get that's just the strobe or anything in your camera lens.
Right. In the lens, yep.
Right, right. And it looks like the Firehouse ones are the best ones to get.
Nordic Blue, I think that's a good idea to hear the fans working because it makes you, in other words, you won't forget your chargers working.
Yeah. It has alarms on it and everything.
Yeah, he says the fans are loud, but the charge as well.
That should be working now, right?
There you go.
My share? Yeah, I had too many windows on too many different screens opened up.
Everybody check that link out. That's where this t-shirt from Rodney Bell I'm wearing. That's where you get them.
Okay, Roger, if you present that, they'll be able to see it.
Whoop. I zoomed in too far. There we go.
I'm presenting it.
Yeah, I had to shut my YouTube side screen. Whoop, there we go. So it looks like I can't seem to see exactly. The west field is down to the lower left-hand corner. And it looks like they don't have my airport that I'm next to. It doesn't look like they have it depicted on there. They have the military base. The other military base is the red blotch to the right. Where I am, it's in the all zeros. I don't know how clear you guys can see that, but it's all zeros in a 5-mile radius. And then it goes to 400 feet immediately, which in this opens up a world of difference to me, because before it was still no fly zone all the way out. So it's pretty interesting. I'll have to read up on this. I did create a link on my desktop to it.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
Hey, Simon Sose, how you doing? Good to start. Good morning, good morning.
And stop sharing, and I'm back. All right. Oopsie.
Yeah, and those other two sites too, Billy Kyle and 51 Drones. They talked about it, and they're recent.
Simon Sose said, I just found out I can't get a waiver to fly in the park. Hell's Pond, good morning, good morning. That's good there, Simon Sose. Johnson Ibass in the house.
Let's see if I can get stuff back up here. I gotta find my chat. So, how's everybody doing in the chat today? Anyone up for flying today? Any good weather out there? What's going on?
Not here. It's a no for here.
You know, I could bring my Mavic Pro up. It would handle this wind no problem, and probably the Mavic Air, but it just isn't fun to fly with this much wind.
Yeah.
I could actually eventually show you guys the wind out there.
Nordic Blue says, yeah, I'm going to fly today. He's charging up now.
Nice.
Yeah, he would come on the live stream, but his charger's making too much noise. We won't be able to hear him.
Yeah, that happens.
Hey John, your Inspire 2 would handle that wind.
Yeah. Those birds, I almost bought one of those, but the problem with that with me is it's just not as portable as I'd like.
They're big for sure, but boy, I'll tell you what, they are fun to fly and they are impressive.
Rodney Bell got his spark up in the air and got a beautiful sunset. Cool.
Oh, nice. I still got to get the time and post. I did some sunsets the other day.
Thank you, Ivy.
Some sunsets the other day. Yeah. Yeah, this camera angle is definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
Used to this.
Yep.
I can put it on the other screen. Like that.
Now you look like you're going to do a commercial. That's kind of cool too.
I know it. I don't know if I should be posting that number up there. That's my old street sign, and there was only one side of it that was good, and I figured, I'll hang it inside the building. It looks kind of rustic and.
Yeah. And now what you do is you slowly turn to the camera and say, now for your autos, you hear and call John DiNardo's Auto.
Yeah. Can ship all the way to Canada. It's just, it costs more to get it through the border than it does to buy the vehicle.
Yeah. That or what you do is you say, take a vacation and fly on over. We'll pick you up at the airport, sign the papers, and you can drive home.
Yeah. They could too. The airport's right behind me.
Yep.
Just around the corner. Literally.
Fly in, pick up in minutes. We'll have you on your way to your destination of choice.
Yep.
Zanab Shabib. Shabib. How you doing?
Be right back. The squirrels are knocking at the door again.
Okay. My squirrels must be bitching this morning. We took the bird feeders down, brought them in the house last night.
Oh, yeah, bears around or something?
Yeah, squirrels.
Oh, squirrels, same thing. Jesus, they do just as much damage sometimes, them squirrels. Yep.
Squirrels and ravens. The ravens are buggers in the morning, early in the morning there.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you don't hear the birds chirping this morning, because there's no bird feeder outdoors.
I do hear them every now and then.
Yeah.
So what do you think, the camera here or where it was?
Probably, I don't know. It's probably
Actually, my opinion is where it was, because
yeah,
we're seeing your sign before we saw part of the office, and it was a little different. Yeah.
There you go.
I can actually, with this, I can actually look out the window too. I don't know how this will look, but I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful out there. It's just windy, huh?
Yeah, there's the new truck I bought. That's out on the lawn for sale. Can't show you the rest of it.
Well, heck, what you could do every morning, John, is you could walk around your inventory and show it and say, now, come on down and get it today.
Yeah. You know, they used to have a show like that every Sunday morning here. I'm trying to get the wind on the trees, but
yeah,
I can't really see it. And my flag out front, oh yeah, that's gonna be, it's too bright.
Coast to Coast Drones, how you doing?
Let's put that.
You gotta get an extension wire for your camera.
Yeah, I do have one somewhere, and it is kind of far already, because it came with like a 10-foot cord on it, but my PC's down on the floor.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I just like
Chris Hope, how you doing this morning? Nice to see you. Darwin Digital. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so the consensus says leave the camera there, huh?
Yep.
Rodney, you're having problems with your Hangouts. I don't know how come you had problems. Yeah. Oops.
Uh-oh. I'll have to go in the other building and fill up my coffee again. It came with a little tripod too. I could put it on, put it anywhere in the office. This was on sale at Best Buy. It's that 922 Logitech. Pretty decent camera.
What's the ceremonial wine bottle up there on top of your?
Oh yeah. People drop different things off. I used to drink a little bit. I don't know if that's going to focus or not.
Oh yeah, wine sisterhood.
Yeah. And then I have something else that's kind of neat that one of these days, like if I win the lottery or something, I'll break open. A friend of mine goes to all different places, like the Zippo factory, and and he went down to Tennessee Distillery, and he got me this, a limited production.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. My favorite drink was, Jesus, can't even remember what it was now. But it was a whiskey.
Well, after the third or fourth drink, John, I think the average person doesn't remember what the hell they were drinking anyway.
Right? I haven't had any alcohol. Oh, I can't say that anymore. I did have some alcohol the other day. I'm allowed to drink Bloody Marys, believe it or not, on my diet, but I hadn't done it for a year and a half, right up until just the other day. We were at a food chain out here, 99 Restaurant, and they made me one. So, but, I'm just not a big drinker. I don't have any time for it anymore.
Well, the other thing too is you don't have any time for the after effects.
Yeah, you know, I never used to get hangovers. I could get absolutely sloshed, and the next day get up, be at work at 7, not even think about it. Now, I don't think I'd be able to do that because I had one Bloody Mary and I was already a little tipsy. Casey was driving anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I haven't been drinking for 30 years. I'm not starting today, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah.
West Star Explorer, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, so that's cool there, Coast to Coast. It's nice of you offering Arnie Bell how to fix up his what do you call it? Google Hangouts.
Probably hear me typing. Everyone's quiet.
Yeah. That's right, Raider FPV. Yeah. Yeah, it's better not to drink. That's for sure, for sure. West Star's in the house. Explorer. Check out the channel. Hey, Gene's RC Addiction. How you doing? Long time no see. Check out Gene's channel. Gene's at 442 supporters, guys. Last video was 49 minutes ago. So check out Gene's Addiction.
Yeah, I gotta put up more video. I just haven't had the time with buying cars and stuff.
I just bookmarked your page, Gene. I'll go back onto it tonight probably when I get time.
I'm gonna go look right now.
Gene's like one of the first subscribers I ever had.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. I just went over double check. I'm subscribed.
I had a lot of people come in the chat this week. They made a long time they haven't been in. A lot of them
Really?
working a lot. A lot of them have been working a lot lately and they couldn't get in.
I had
Oh,
darn work.
What you should do is designate a day and call it the Canadian Drone Hub reunion.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hey,
Raider.
Julian. Change your name, Julian? Okay.
See, his bell's unchecked again. Dag nabbit. I had to re-ring your bell there, Raider.
Yeah, I find that happens all the time. And
Yeah.
then even when I do have the bell ring and I check it, it's like
No.
Roger's channel.
Nothing
I
happened.
don't get notification.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to keep hitting refresh on Rogers this morning when I was looking at the lights and kept going back to it. And then all of a sudden, bink, he's been on for 10 minutes. I'm like, what?
Hey, Phantom Flight 101. Good morning.
Oh, Phantom Flight 101. Good day.
Yeah, I changed my name for YouTube the first time. Yeah.
So that was good that Justin got his 107 yesterday.
Yeah. Very happy for him.
Me too. That's awesome. Yep. That is awesome. Now he can do just, I was watching, when I was bored this morning, I was watching, you guys must have got on last night, Roger, I think it was.
Yeah, went on last night. I wasn't supposed to go on, but I went on last night.
Yeah.
And,
I watched that.
12 hours.
And he was talking about it, and Paul was on and answering some questions, and good.
Just looking at my dog, how hard she's working.
Yeah. That was like our little puggle. I got up this morning at 5:30, and the dog lifted its head up on the bed, put its head back down, and started snoring again. I'm like, yeah, all right. Yep. It was funny.
I used to have a pug, a Jack Russell, and Roxy, all three of them in the house.
That must have been fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, Roger, from that look, it looks like her rash under the arms are all pretty much gone, aren't they?
Yep, yeah. They're healing up very good. They're, and they're saying human products are no good for dogs like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, certain ones are really good for them.
Mm.
I don't like to tell you that. They want you to buy the veterinarian one that's 5 times as much as some of the
Well,
stuff.
let's put it this way: the antibiotics we had to give her, I had the same bloody things in my cupboard.
Yep.
The pill right beside each one, and the same bloody thing.
Yep. Yeah. You can look up the number online. They have little numbers on them.
Yeah.
And they're the same damn thing. Same dosage, same everything. Just, it's even more. Not to say it's not cheap for regular prescriptions, at least down here it's not. But then all of a sudden the vet one for the same antibiotic is literally 3 times more.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Hey, Philly, how you doing this morning? Philly Drone.
There he is.
Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Roger, did you send him a link?
No, not yet.
Okay. Michael says, for the love of God, man.
Bill might be coming in soon, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit, Philly, and see if he comes in.
Yeah, I can jump out too if you want someone new to come in. That's not an issue. You just tell me.
Yeah, me too, Roger. We come and go,
Yeah.
Well, I'll send Philly a link, and
yeah, because I'll move some stuff around and things if if you get more people in. It's not an issue. I'll just stay in the chat and then I'll come back in if someone drops out. I do have to run up the street to drop something off too in the mail. But that isn't until about 11. So I got another hour and 5 minutes. But right now, I'm going to run into the other building, and I'm going to fill my big cup so I can keep filling my
Philly says
big cup.
Philly says he can't come in right now. He says he's very busy right now.
Oh, he is?
No, he just typed it out there. I can't come in, guys. I'm very busy this morning anyway. Thank you, though, Roger.
Tell his girlfriend to leave him alone and come on in.
My girlfriend. Well, I don't know. Girlfriend Roger. I mean, I love Roger, but girlfriend is like.
I've been with mine for, it's going on 11 years. So.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, John, she walks in there and starts stroking your chest just that right way.
Click.
Yep.
It wouldn't even have to be the right way.
Okay, Rodney Bell. Have a good one.
Bye, Rodney. Great to see you, Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney.
All right, I'm gonna mute my mic just in case someone walks in while I'm in the other building and they start yelling and screaming.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go fill up my coffee. Shouldn't take me long at all because no one's over there. So.
Well, don't leave your mic on because Roger and I don't want to have to play like we're the salesman. If somebody comes in and starts talking, and we talk.
Yeah, no, I'm right here. Yeah. The keys are right on the board. It's free today.
That truck out by the road, the keys are hanging on the board. Take it for a ride. If you decide to bring it back, do so. Otherwise, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. I had to get special insurance. It's called drive-away insurance, just for that reason.
Oh yeah.
No other insurance company told me about that until after I had a big fire in my building back in 2011. And my new insurance company, he was very good. He went over every little step, and then there's this new insurance that, if you let someone go on a test drive and they drive away and they don't come back with the car, you're not covered unless you have this drive insurance. I'm like, oh, that's got to be a fortune. He says, no, it's $5 extra a month. I'm like, yeah, done.
Where do I sign?
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael, don't get yourself in trouble sneaking around typing in here. If Sharon wants your attention, then that's what you should be doing.
I wonder what kind of news that Bill the Drone Reviewer is going to give us today.
I'm sure he's going to be talking probably about the new regulations. I would guess.
Yeah. Kim's sleeping in this morning.
Well, that's good. At least he's not chasing you around on the porch with the whoop.
Well, I still got us a little bit peed off yesterday because we couldn't upload that video on YouTube. I don't know why it wouldn't upload. It's off the same bloody card that he had the other videos on.
Did he try copying it from that card to another card and then try to upload it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Then after that, we put it on my computer and we tried to upload it from my computer. It wouldn't work. Just saying.
Wow.
You got your new Spark coming? Or the new Spark 2 coming. Okay, sorry about that, Raider. I misread it this morning. I keep on saying I have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, there's supposed to be a new one coming out. Longer battery life, and those the batteries on it won't fit on the other Spark.
Yeah.
Really buggers.
Yeah, but you see that according to the reports are, and Bill did a report too. It's going to be in the good ballpark, like $599, which is good.
Mm.
What I wonder is all the guys that bought the original Spark and have the controller, will that controller work with that Spark?
I don't think so. They're going to make it so they have to make money off it. So I don't think it'll work.
Well, the only thing I'm wondering is that it just might, don't know, because they're not going to upgrade to like OcuSync 2 or anything. It's just going to be enhanced Wi-Fi. So I don't know if maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
But like you, nah, I think it's going to be.
They gotta make money somewhere. Yeah.
I was just fighting over my cable bill yesterday. I got a cable bill and they increased. I think I told you a few days ago. They like went from $216 up to $345 in 1 month. So then I called them up and raised heck, and they reduced it back down to the $219. And then I found out that they took off my unlimited internet, and I'm on here all the time. So I got notice yesterday that I had reached my maximum. They're going to start charging me $50 for every 5 gigs and additional.
Oh shit!
So I call them back up again. What the heck? So they raised it up. Now I'm at $270 a month instead of $329 a month.
God, they really got everybody by the balls, don't they?
Yep. They're like an electronic dealer, They get you hooked on all this stuff, and then they tighten the screws,
Yeah. On my internet provider, they got a chat line. You can go in and chat. And I went in night before yesterday, and I says, "Hey, yes, when am I going to get my optical wiring in?" "Oh, you're not scheduled right away." He says, "In the future, you'll be getting it." I typed that. Hey, I might be dead in the future. You know what I mean? But
well, you keep bugging them, Roger, because the old theory, and I really believe it's true. Sooner or later, they're gonna say, "Hey, let's take care of this, Roger Martin. I'm tired of getting phone calls."
Well, I'm gonna phone them every month for sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna phone them every month and text them every month and everything.
The other thing you might do is make another phone call to whoever your representative in the parliament there is, and keep calling them and say, "What the hell's going on? What the hell? I know they're regulated by you guys. What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
And let them start getting some pressure from the other end.
Yeah. I've been phoning the cable companies too around here. The cable passes right on the road over there next to us to go into the town. Like they just have to go like this, It's not costing too much in wiring. But I always keep on phoning those guys up, see if they're ever gonna put the lines up. They might get the hint. I'm sure I'm not the only one on my road here having problems with the internet. Hey, Ralph Warwick, how you doing?
Well, I see Philly Drone Life just put up a whole bunch of hearts. I don't know if he and Sharon are making up, or what does that mean?
I was on Snapchat. I hate that.
If those are what my voyeur side is thinking, good for you, Michael.
Voyeur side.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, Raider FPV. You have a good breakfast.
And Michael, if it is what I think it is, what you need to do is now when you're done, type a big ha.
Yeah. So, John, did you decide you're gonna get a coffee maker in your building there? And
I did. Yep. I'm gonna get a coffee maker, and I'll have to get a little water machine too. So then I won't. I have to go in the other building. 9 out of 10 times I'm over in the other building anyways, but it's just more convenient to have that stuff out here.
yeah,
So it's just about time I did something like that. I have enough room to put one out here. So
yeah, it's not only that, during the winter when it's doing minus something outdoors, you gotta go out there. By the time you get back with your coffee, it's frozen.
Holy smokes, yeah. Yep. And I'm not out here. I'm actually out here more often now because of the YouTube stuff with you guys than I normally would be. Because I would normally, instead of doing this on the weekday, when I can, I would be in the shop helping everybody do different things. But I'm trying to wean them off of that so they can do it all by themselves.
Yeah.
I want to start going out on nice days, take an hour or two, go flying,
Yeah.
I've worked all this time, not so I can work even harder. The older I get, I should be able to work a little less.
Yeah. Kush FPV, good morning. Or Kush FPV. I always got his name wrong when I try and say it. Sorry about that.
Hey, Claude, how you doing? Claude just said, "For the love of God, Philly." And,
for the love of, yeah.
Michael types back, "That's right, Claude." Oh. And then he typed in, damn, felt good. For the love of God, man, I was about to burst.
Don't want to even get into that. Oh, boy.
Neither. Well, it looks like your chat's going pretty good there, Paul. You're up to date on it.
Yeah, chat's good. If I go back though and look at the actual the stream, I'm usually like a couple of minutes behind, and I can push the thing up again. But the chat today seems to be staying fairly good.
Hey, Johnny, fix with Claude. I keep on saying his name in French. I don't know why. It's just
Cloud, yeah, Cloud. Well, he's a pilot, so he's always in the clouds anyway.
Above and beyond. Kush FPV, thank you very much. Much appreciated, my friend.
Oh, that was nice. Kush FPV.
Daddy of 13's fill. Yeah, I can imagine. He's filling up the 2 washing machines.
Hey, Props Off, how you doing? On my way out in the field to some drone racing, but I have a few minutes. Well, thank you for dropping in, Props Off, and for the update. Yeah.
There you go, Kush.
Kush, thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated.
Atta boy, Kush. You show him. You know, it never hurts, you know, to when you drop in and you have coffee with lunch, and if you want to buy somebody a cup, you buy them a cup. Good for you.
You know, since I bought that new coffee machine, I bought enough coffee. I think I got enough for the whole month, 2 months.
So which you bought a Keurig, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which model did you get? Is it big, small?
The big one.
And it takes like a quart of water in the side of it?
Yeah, yeah, and it's on the back of it, yeah.
See, then I wouldn't have to necessarily have a water machine out here if I bought that one.
Well, what you could do is just get like a, what do they have? 2 gallons of water or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be good if you buy the water in a big bottle or like the one with the handle.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I have them already, but they're 5 gallons for the water machines. I have 2 water machines, one in the shop and one in the office, because we had really good water here in Westfield, but we get it all from wells.
Yeah.
But over the years of being next to a military base, and they don't like to acknowledge this until they did this big study and then they couldn't deny it anymore. We used to have jets, and I forget if they were 147, something like that. They would fill them, and there was, back in the 50s, they didn't have bladders in the wings. So when they filled them, they actually leaked until they got up to the right altitude, and all the aluminum and everything would swell up, and then they didn't leak. So it would leak all over the ground and seeped into we happen to be on the ground watershed, the airport, the entire airport is. Plus they used to oil the runways on the sides of it with all the old waste oils and everything to keep the dust down.
Yeah.
And then the last step, which really contaminated the water, was they used to start old planes and everything on fire in the middle of the airport and put it out with their foam machine to train all the firefighters.
Okay.
And the early foam they were using was so toxic that leached into our groundwater. So now they're putting filters on and everything, because there's eight wells in Westfield that they get the groundwater out of, and 5 of them are contaminated.
Huh. God.
Yeah. So now I buy bottled water for everyone at the shop. Our water's been tested good up here, but I just don't want an issue, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need, stomach problems.
It happens to cause cancer. There's little areas up here in the neighborhoods. Every person in that neighborhood has the same type of cancer. You think they might want to do a little research on that. But every time you bring it up in a town meeting, they just, oh no, well, this or that. And it's like,
yeah.
So I don't even bother going to the town meetings anymore. It's just so, crap. It's crap. If it's so obvious to someone like me, I mean, if you get a community that everybody has the same problem, let's see. Is it the air? Is it the dirt? Is it the water? Well, don't you?
Yeah.
But they don't want to know nothing because they're liable. Yeah, I like that shirt. I got to get one of your shirts. I haven't been on your website. And one of the links, do those links expire to the Teespring?
No. Well, no, I don't think so. I haven't checked into it. I think it's because it's Val takes care of those.
The reason I say that is because the one when I got the different mugs, I had ordered one mug, and then I got this mug first, which is the donation mug that you guys put out.
Yeah.
And then I got your regular Canadian Drone Hub for when I'm drinking coffee at the house. And the link that I had saved had expired, and I had to get another link to do it.
Yeah. See that I'm on the link right now, and it says 1 day, 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Val takes care of that. I'll have to ask her about it.
Okay. I was just wondering because now that I don't have to buy a 4X or a 3X T-shirt, you know, that you have to sew two of them together to fit around you. I can't believe I'm down to a 1X shirt, and I have to wear another shirt underneath just to make it so it's not too big. But
well, congrats on the weight loss. That's for sure.
And
Yeah.
I didn't know Philly Michael there was so heavy before.
Mm-hmm.
He was bigger than I was. If he had I think he said he had like a 58 or 72 or something inch waist. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought of that surgery too. I was surprised he had that surgery done. And I know a few people it didn't work for, but his surgery, it looked like it worked, and he's doing well. That's great.
That surgery here, the government won't pay for it, not unless it's really life-threatening.
Yeah.
But it's $5,000 for the surgery.
Yep. I think that's the copay down here. So. Drone Effects with Claude, 600 pounds. I was a little bit more than half that weight. The heaviest I ever was 370, so it's like 368 with a 48, 50-inch waist, but not 600 pounds. I see. Good morning, Drone Effects with Claude, by the way. I see he put that in there. That's big. He could have been on one of those shows, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Hey, Teflon, how you doing this morning?
Hello, Teflon.
Everybody, please don't forget to hit that like button. Much appreciated. Oh, somebody just woke up.
Oh, Kim's up.
Yeah.
Either that or Roxy is in two places.
Yeah.
Is she still sleeping?
Oh yeah, she's still sleeping there.
My girl just texted me. She just got up. She doesn't have to work today.
Oh. Maybe you're gonna have hearts on your postings now too.
Yeah, no, she's 25
Yeah.
minutes away.
Yeah, no.
210 JDS quads. 210 is a good weight. I don't know how much I actually weigh now because I'm not allowed with this diet to weigh myself. Other people weigh me and tell me how much I keep losing, or gaining, but I haven't gained anything in a while. Until I get down to where I want to be. And I want to go down to a 34-inch waist size, which I was a 32, 31 in high school, right up until I was about 30. So we'll see. If I can get back down that good, that would be great.
Okay, Kasha, I'll tell them about where you're going to fly. Yeah.
Where's the window?
Pardon?
Where's what?
Crush said, tell
Tell
Kim
Kim.
I said hi. And
Tell Kim I said hi. I've got to go fly the Bondo.
Is that a place or is that the drone?
It's an abandoned building or abandoned places.
Gotcha.
Oh, Bondo. I don't know if it's a drone, but usually Bondo it means abandoned places.
Yeah. I'm subscribed to him, but he doesn't have any.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. No.
Hey, Tony's Reviews. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, a 3-story building. Howdy, good morning, how you doing?
Morning, Justin.
It should be Hadley, quote, 107, quote.
Yeah, Hadley.
Congrats again on 107.
Yep, the famous 107. Yep.
Must have slept a lot better though, Justin.
Now he's dreaming about which big camera drone to get.
Beyond trees, what day here again? We got crappy weather here too, beyond trees, so you're not alone.
I still think he should start off with a Mavic Pro, you know, and then move up. Unless he jumps right into a Mavic Pro 2, but for the money, you can buy one of those Mavic Pros now with all extra batteries and everything for under $1,000.
Well, he told me that he should have bought at his Costco. They had the last one. They were closing it out brand new, and he could have bought it for $500.
Yes, yeah, I saw that, and when I got over there, they were all sold out.
Yeah.
But
He says he's looking at some used drones today, the Inspire 2 for $1,400.
yeah, you can buy a brand new Mavic Pro from some of these camera places that are left over with extra batteries and everything for like $800 with a case, a memory card, 3 batteries.
Well, if you want to fly big, though, an Inspire 2 for $1,400 isn't bad, but I would hope it came with at least the base camera, because that's an additional $700. So if he gets an Inspire 2 with the camera,
Yeah,
for $1,400, that's a heck of a good buy.
that is, yeah. And the base camera is no slouch either. I mean,
No.
that's a decent camera.
Exactly.
Don't you have one of those for sale?
I had at one point in time, John, I've owned them all.
Yeah.
I think my favorites though are still the Inspire ones and the Inspire 1 Pro, and with the Z3 camera, which is the
Next step up.
zoom camera.
I looked at those when they first came out, and you know, for the money when they first came out with the light bridge and everything, they weren't too bad with that camera, but they got expensive quick as soon as you started changing that camera.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
that- it says
The
that
Z3
RAM and 3 batteries on a carrying box.
Hadley says has the cam and 3 batteries and carry box. If you can get that for $1,400, Hadley, don't walk, run, go get it.
Just see how many cycles are on those batteries. That's all.
Yeah. But I mean, even if the batteries are limited, you can buy new batteries. But the camera and the drone and the box and a regular carry case, the expensive one, yeah.
That's awesome. Cessna 310 camera drone. I'm supposed to be looking at something here.
The only other thing with the Inspire 2s, you have to keep your batteries in pairs because it takes 2 to fly, and so I understand it might be coming with 3 batteries, but whoever bought those batteries should have been buying them in pairs.
Is the very first one that has dual batteries on it too?
Yep.
The early one?
Yep, the Inspire 2s, not the Inspire 1s. The Inspire 1s are a single battery drop from the top. The Inspire 2s always had 2 that slide.
Had 2. That's what I was saying. Did he say it was an Inspire 2?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Because that wouldn't make sense that he have 3 batteries.
Yeah, unless the guy only afforded it, because you can buy them singly, but
yeah, wouldn't help you out at all. Really.
No, it would allow you to hot swap one of them and stay in the air a little longer.
Yeah.
But what you'd want to do is hot swap them both and keep them synced, you know?
Right.
Yeah. It's time for your meds there, John.
That's the guy telling me he's out in the woods and he's trying to take pictures. I set up a phone for him the other day, a track phone, but he doesn't know how to use it. So he just came across a bear and a little cub. He's trying to take a picture, but he doesn't know how to send it.
Oh, if he gets too close to him, he'll have to run. You won't have time to take a picture.
No,
Well,
don't be looking at your phone.
The reason he can't use the phone is he's an outdoors guy. That's what he does. So I'm surprised he's not into GoPros and all that, but it's his first cell phone and he's 40. So, you know, he kind of lives off the grid.
Well, you know, that's an accident waiting to happen. I can hear when he's talking to the Rangers. They say, "What happened?" Well, I was trying to use this damn cell phone, and the bear snuck up on me.
Right? Yeah, that's funny. He's probably up in a tree stand or something.
Hey guys, gonna give me a minute. We're gonna make a coffee. Right back.
Okay. I'm gonna fill my mug one last time. I drank the whole pot since I've been on here this morning, plus a Cumberland Farms coffee.
Oh wow! Yeah, you got to get a coffee maker.
Oh yeah, yep. I drink a lot of coffee.
You that should be on your list for this afternoon to go over to Costco and get yourself a coffee.
I'm actually looking at Bed Bath and Beyond because I want to buy new sheets and a comforter. But because they have some over there, and I have a bunch of coupons and a thing to go there, and it's not that far away. So I'm trying to navigate through their site right now. What I was doing was I looked up those firehouse lights, you know. I want to get some of them to screw around at night.
Right.
But I don't, the camera on my Mavic Pro is good enough to get any scenery at night. But yet I see people putting stuff up from a Mavic Pro and it doesn't look too bad.
Well, the thing of it is that your night flying with the average drone is based on ambient light coming from, like when Michael flies the city, there's so much light reflected back that he gets back spectacular shots. But now when I take my Mavic 2 down to the water where the water's dark, where there isn't any reflective light, there might be a light twinkling off here, off there. It gets really pretty grainy pretty fast.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I'd have to fly downtown because up here there's, you know, I can't fly right here unless I override everything and take shots at the airport. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Hadley asked me, should I go with the Enterprise line? Well, there was on Drone U, they did a discussion not too long ago. Somebody asked them the question, what drone should he get for vlogging? And they were talking about the Mavic Pro, the Mavic 2, and the Mavic Enterprise, which the Enterprise has a zoom camera as well. So I think what they said that if you, for all around use and versatility, they recommended having a zoom lens. And then they also indicated that if you're going to do that and you have the extra money, buy the Enterprise, because then you can add all the attachments. So I don't know. I have the Enterprise, but it doesn't use the Go4 app, which I'm used to. It uses the new Pilot app, which I'm not quite used to, and my feeling on the Pilot app is still up in the air.
Yeah. I've been looking at those, you know, at the different camera stores and stuff and what they include. And you can, for about $2,900. You can get a pretty good setup with a case and everything with all the attachments, but you got to be careful. Some of them camera places are selling them just the drone, the controller, and the battery with charger. They don't include the other stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, what's that? Why are they doing that? But that's why their price is lower. And then they sell you.
The other thing too is if you shop and you look for factory refurb units, you can usually get discounted ones of those.
Yeah.
And they're, they've gone back to DJI and they're just like new, but they're, maybe somebody sent them back and they've been refurbed or whatever. And you can save some money there, but Michael swears by the Mavic 2 Pro, and I've had the Mavic 4 Pro before, and it's a great copter as well. And I see, as I mentioned before, I don't know if you were on here, John, when I mentioned it, but on eBay, they're selling the Phantom 4 Pro Plus refurbed units for $11.99.
Yeah. I didn't see. I should. Oh, excuse me for a minute.
I got back in time there, Claude. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, we were just talking. Hadley said that he found, I don't know if you saw it, Roger, but he found where there's an Inspire 2 with the camera and 3 batteries for $1,400, which is a great buy if you want the big, impressive. And Hadley, I think, wants to go into really big commercial flying.
Yeah, that's good.
And there's nothing worse than showing up on a job with in my mind, like a Mavic 2, a little drone, and they start to go, and I'm paying for that.
True.
They don't see the vision. They're expecting some big grandiose thing. So, because I know guys that fly commercially and they carry the Inspire 2, set it on the ground, and then they go and take off with the Mavic 2 and do the shooting. And they're still impressed because there sits an Inspire 2.
Yeah. Let me see. Also, Lou Garage says, "Hey Paul, the ship Ivan Bright came through the bridge today."
Ivor Bright. Oh, okay.
Beyond trees. We had a Mavic Air yesterday, but rained out before we flew it. Ah, crap.
I got somebody coming down. I got to fill their tires on their dump truck.
And he didn't hit the buy button yet. That's it, coast to coast. Well, he's going to see it, I think he said, eh?
Yeah, he's found it. I thought maybe he was going to see it too.
Yeah, Hattie says that's exactly what I thought. Presentation is everything. That's true too, Hattie. Yep.
Yeah, they expect so much out of you, but if you talk to a lot of the big drone pilots, they have when they go out and do stuff, they're carrying the big drones, and if they get someplace and the guy's expecting the big drones, they say, "Okay, well, let me pull this out. Is this good enough?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Nobody saw Geek Savannah come in, right? He's not in yet.
Geek Savannah?
Yeah.
No.
See him. And hello, everybody in the chat. I know I'm trying to keep up with everybody there.
Yeah, that's the only other thing about the Mavic Pro is the zoom was digital, where you hit the thing and it went boop, boop,
yeah,
boop, boop.
That's how mine is. I have that on some of my videos. Drives me nuts. But the new one just smoothly goes
smooth in and out, smooth out again. Yep.
Hey, Dad Random, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning.
And that's not a problem if you're just going to shoot stills, like if you're going to do just still photography, then you just boop, 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 take the picture.
And then ka-chink.
Yeah.
Coast to Coast Drones. I don't know if you want to come in on the chat or not on the link on the panel, but I'll give you the link.
I'm going to be jumping out when this guy gets here too. I have to go to the other building and drag out an air hose.
You got to put your coveralls on in order to be a part of the union to air up the tires on a dump truck or what?
No, it's my brother. I'm going to hand him the stuff.
Okay.
There you go. And it's one of the inner tires. I said, yeah, you're doing that.
Yeah.
You're on your own. Here's the air hose.
Here's the air hose and here's the inflator. You can crawl underneath it and do that.
Dad Random says there's great reading up on the new drone law interpretations this morning.
Yeah, I bookmarked drone 51 drones thing on my phone, so I can go back and listen to what he has to say 6 or 7 times.
Listen to he and Billy Kyle and Original Dobo did one this morning, or listed one this morning too. So,
I used to watch Billy Kyle all the time.
They reference 51 drones for in-depth.
Yeah, I used to Billy Kyle. I used to right when he started. I used to follow all his stuff and Ken Heron early on, and I would always type something into him on his stuff, and he just never responded back to me. So I just stopped watching him. I don't know why. I don't know if I rubbed him the wrong way or what. Never said anything bad.
Ralph, well, Ralph, you have a great day.
Yeah, Ralph, you be safe now. Yeah, the laws are still work in progress, Dad Random said. Yeah.
Yep. Jesus, for somebody that's right down the street. Huh.
Roger's got a friend this morning.
Yeah, right up. He's banging on the window saying, "Come on, put those feeders out."
No, they're out. Kim put them out as soon as you got them.
Yeah.
That's why you're hearing them now.
Oh, there's an. Oh.
Yeah, anybody that's serious into drones, you got to look at the 107, and you might as well get rolling on it.
Yeah. You'll see me disappear on these chats for a while once I start really studying, because I'll have to. Then I'll get the test, and then I'll be back.
Mr. Crowley says, my son does not want me to bring my drone to his graduation. Boring. Oh.
I didn't even see him come in. Good morning, Mr. Crowley and his drone. Hope everything's going. Oh,
Interactive DNA. Good morning.
I gotta jump out of here. I got him here already, so I didn't see him pull in.
Okay.
I will talk to you guys later.
On by the time you get back.
I would respectfully disagree with Interactive DNA. It's not the end of flying drones. It just means we got to step our game up. Kind of like Interactive DNA is always telling everybody to step up your game as far as live streaming. Well, same thing's going to happen in the drone industry as well.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay, John.
All right. Take care, everybody. I might see you back again, but I got that appointment at 11 too. So.
Okay, John.
All right, guys. Great to see you. Thanks for having me in, Roger, and say hi to Kim for me.
Will do. Will do.
Everyone later.
Kim's in the chat already.
Bye, Kim. All right. See you guys.
We'll see ya.
That Bill should be about ready to pop in there. Yeah. There's yourself as a drone user, hobbyist, and drone. Might get 107 eventually. Register each drone. Yeah. Like a lot of people here in Canada saying, oh, since we need a license, I'm not going to be droning anymore. You know,
it's a choice.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Roger, probably the same thing happened when they first came out with the motorized transportation back in the early 1900s, and then somebody says, you know, maybe we should have some laws on how to drive them. Maybe we should have some regulations. Maybe you should have a driver's license. Maybe you should have to have insurance. It's an
Or maybe put up some stop signs.
yes.
Yeah. Because I seen the early documentaries when the cars came out and all that. They never had stop signs before, and people trying to cross the streets and everything was almost ridiculous. They couldn't cross them, you know.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, if you go back and you can go back and read some of the printed newspaper articles about so and so Mrs. whatever name, you know, pulled out in front of a horse and carriage, and the horses took off, and
Yeah, Philly says that those are sounds you don't hear here in Philly. The birds chirping there. You mean Philly? Are you having a rep from the FAA on your show today, Curtis Dart? Put a link in for your show.
yeah, in time. Lincoln time.
Yeah, date and time. What time you're gonna be on tonight and everything. In Amsterdam, it's crazy crossing the street, but you learn the rules and everything is fine. I have a Team Black Sheep Junior Crossfire module for sale. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Everybody just support Curtis's channel, and you'll see the live stream he's going to be doing tonight.
Coast to coast drones.
Huh?
Or is it
No,
Curtis?
it's not coast to coast thing, no.
Curtis, it's just Curtis by himself, right?
It's I can't remember the title. It was hold on. Drone Days. I can't remember. A Junior Crossfire, $50. That's $50 American, so Canadian money would be 75. Hey, Bill, Coast to Coast, I sent you a link. I don't know if you got time or not this morning. Really interactive. Tell me more, please. Okay, Bill, the drone reviewer going to be on in a couple of minutes. Okay, Bill, I sent you the link already, Bill. Yeah. Cool.
Michael, you're correct. That's a retired military vessel, and there is no restrictions in flying near the New Jersey.
Yeah. Bill, the drone reviewer just put a new put a link in there for the new Spark 2.
Michael says, pigeons and cockroaches, dog barks and cow and cat meows. That's it in Philadelphia. No songbirds.
And then he's got the Bill
Yeah.
also posted the link for the new FAA rules.
Yeah, Bill's been busy.
Okay, that's the link for Curtis Start tonight. Is for his live stream, guys. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the link.
Yep.
And Bill put up another one for the Osmos auction detailed recap.
Yeah, I know Bill's been busy this week with all the new stuff and all the new information. And
Okay, that's the name I was looking for a while ago, Curtis. Sorry about that. Joan Owners Network. There you go. Hey, joining about Northwest. Yes and no. How you doing this morning? You and your tribe. Hey, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning,
Hey.
Roger. Good morning,
Good morning.
Paul.
good morning.
How you guys doing?
Good. You've been really busy this week.
Yeah, I have. It's not. It's been like I spent more of my time in this room than I do in my own the rest of the house. It's just like crazy. I mean, it's just like absolutely crazy. Well, I just dropped some links in the chat to 3 of my recent videos. One I did. I just came out with it last night on the Spark 2. We'll talk about that. I did another one on our recap of the Osmo Action, and we'll talk about that. And then I just did one on the FAA rules, and we'll talk about that. So,
Cool.
with the Osmo Action, I ordered mine. I should get it Monday or Tuesday. I was very surprised how fast it's shipping. So, I've got a whole series of videos planned for that. Well, I don't have an action cam, number one. I don't have a GoPro Hero. So I'm looking forward to getting this. And the other thing with this is for me too, you probably are aware, my daughter is expecting our first grandchild at the end of June. So I'm going to be using it to vlog our trip up to Ohio and everything about our grandbaby. So that's going to be it's going to be a great use for it. Everything I've seen about it so far, I absolutely love. And I forget the gentleman. I know Bill Thomas posted the video. He did a absolute superb video on the Osmo Action. And one of the things that I think helps it stand out from the GoPro Hero 7 is what they call rock steady, which is their image stabilization. In the GoPro Hero 7, when you're running or jogging or, doing whatever, it has you stable, but your background's still kind of moving. Well, with rock steady, the difference with that is your background is stable too. And it really, I saw a difference in some of the footage with that already. So I think that's kind of that's been a big plus for me as far as that's concerned. Now, I do know a couple of things already. Some people have talked about it. Is right now it's not set up to do live streaming, whether YouTube or Facebook. But I think that's just that's a firmware update. That's an easy fix, and I think DJI will get that addressed. I don't see that as being a problem. Now, here in the United States, and this is an interesting point, a lot of people didn't pick up on this. The real price of the Osmo Action was $299, but here in the States, it's $349. And the reason of that is this tariff and this trade war that's going on with China, because also the price of the DJI Smart Controller got raised by $100, and I think the Ronin S price got raised as well too. So until they get this settled, it's gonna hit consumers. we're the ones that are gonna pay for this trade war right now until all that gets settled. So, but from everything I've seen on the Action Cam, it looks great. Rick Smith from Drone Valley did a great video on it. As far as the ins and outs are concerned, he did some tests with it underwater. he did some slow motions with it, and it has and I think one of the other things that helps this camera stand out from other ones is its refresh rate. The refresh rate on the GoPro Hero 7 is 70 megabits per second, and on this it's 100. And what that translates to, basically in layman's terms, is your images are going to be sharper, your colors are going to be crisp, your images are going to be very distinct. It's really going to make a difference. So all in all, I think DJI kind of hit a home run with this. I kind of wish it was priced a little better. That $299 price would have been great, but I did pay the $349. What's interesting on that as well too is the accessories were all listed as not available right now, so you had to click the link to get a reminder notice for that, which I kind of thought was funny. But the prices on the accessories were very reasonable. Batteries were like $19 for it. They had a battery charging hub with 2 extra batteries in it for $60, which I thought was reasonable. And it does come with a lot with it. Plus, one of the other things too, and because I know when we had our review of the Osmo Action, I did a live stream on Wednesday at noon. Both Ron and Marcus Crawford have GoPro Hero 7s. And one of the things that they brought up is there is so much aftermarket accessories out there for the GoPro Hero 7. It's going to be the same with the Osmo Action. So, you're going to be able to get a lot of options for this. Now, one of the things that the Hero 7 was kind of knocked for is it takes an adapter to be able to hook up an external microphone to it. If you're using a cordless mic or a boom mic, that kind of a thing, you need to hook up some kind of an adapter. And the same thing's going to hold true. Now, DJI has said that they're going to have one available, but it's not available yet for this. So now moving on to the Spark 2. The other night on Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, my video that I just posted out there last night on the Spark 2 was from the last half of my show on Tuesday night. And basically what we talked about was Drone DJ put out an article stating that the Spark 2 is going to be released in July, he believes, and with the upgraded specs on it. The upgraded specs look good. And I think from looking at the specs on there, I think, we see increased runtime from 16 minutes to 18 minutes. And I know a lot of people were like, wow, I wish they could have upped it even more. Rick Smith, by trade, he's an electrical engineer. And he brought up a good point when he was on Coast to Coast Drones on Drone Therapy with us. He stated that the technology for lithium-ion batteries hasn't evolved to the point of being able to get more inside such a compact area. In other words, there's a constraint. Yes, you can have more runtime, but that means you're going to have a bigger battery and a bigger drone to do that. And, you run into, it starts messing with your dynamics in terms of, weight and all that kind of stuff. So, it's kind of at a constraint right now, and the technology needs to develop more to be able to get more battery power in the same size of a battery is basically what he's saying, in kind of layman's terms. But they're talking about a better controller for this. They're not talking OcuSync, but they're talking a better controller, which, I know a lot of people complain about the range of the Spark without doing anything to it. And that's true. It did have, as it comes out of the box, the range is very limited. And the other thing that they were talking about on that as well was having ActiveSync 2.0, which I think is great, or ActiveTrack 2.0. I'm sorry, excuse me. I think that's a great feature to be added to it. And of course, the big thing is having a 4K 30 frames per second camera on it with an improved gimbal. So, all in all, I think what we're going to get from this is we're going to have the price point is going to stay where it's at. I don't see it increasing over what the original Spark was. I think you'll be able to get a Spark with a controller for $499, and I think you'll be able to get a Spark with a controller with a Flymore kit for probably $699 or maybe $799. I don't see those kind of prices changing, which is good because this is an entry level drone. This is targeted at a different type of market base. You're not hitting the people that are going to be buying the Phantom 4 Pros or the Inspire 2s. You're going to be hitting people that are just getting into drones or looking for something to go take on their vacations with them. And this is a perfect solution for that. And especially, those that want to shoot in 4K, 30 frames per second, this is going to be ideal for them, because I know, one of the two big knocks on the Spark were the runtime and also the video quality. Well, those are both going to get, the video quality is going to get a marked increase. The runtime, it's going to uptick a little bit more too. So, all in all, this is going to be a real winner.
So are you thinking that it's going to have a 3-axis gimbal?
Yes, I definitely. That's one of the things, Paul, that they needed on it, because not only the 4K 30 frames per second, you can have that, but if you don't have a 3-axis gimbal, it really limits you for your field of vision. I know, with the videos you shoot, that's a must. I mean, you couldn't go out there with a Spark and shoot the videos that you do, Paul.
No. And the other thing too is that I think that would you classify it? I'm not putting words in your mouth, but this is an upgrade or a step up for the Spark. It isn't a redesign or a new item.
I agree. I think it's an upgrade. They did say, however, the battery will not be compatible with the battery in the current Spark, and I think that's probably, maybe they might tweak the body just a tad just to get the battery in. But again, you're right. I don't see, this isn't a complete, going from the Mavic Pro to the Mavic 2 Pro. Okay. This isn't that kind of a radical change as far as the physical size is concerned. It's going to be, you're going to see it, it's going to be in centimeters. You're not going to be seeing, a radical change here.
Do you see any changes with programs available in it? Is it going to have more obstacle avoidance sensors or any of those kinds of things, do you think?
The big talk was that the Spark needed a rear obstacle avoidance sensor, which I agree. And I didn't hear anything about that. I wish they would do that. I do think there's going to be more of those modes, like those selfie kind of modes that they have on there. I did a video on a Spark a long time ago, a couple of years ago, and then I just recently did one on the Mavic 2 Pro that using the I want, lack of a better term, that spherical mode where it jumps up and it looks like you're looking at the Earth. There's that one mode called Rocket, those kind of things. I think they'll probably have more of those on this. I did also hear, and this wasn't listed on Drone DJ, but I did hear that they were toying around with voice commands on it. So we'll see on that. But I think that they'll get it'll be a better package, and I think their goal is to try to keep the price point the same as it was as the original.
Yeah, and the only other thing, and I'll let Roger go ahead, but the only other thing is, do you think that it's going to have the follow me mode is going to also be able to sense and move around and avoid objects as it's following?
Well, that's something that's on the Mavic Air, and I think it's all dependent upon the kind of obstacle avoidance sensors that are already on there, Paul, because I don't see them upgrading as far as the obstacle avoidance sensors are concerned. I don't think that was their goal here, but if they could programmatically be able to do that, I think they would. I think you'll see a software update to maybe do some better obstacle avoidance with the Spark.
Yeah, so my question is, I don't think the Spark will be able to work on the old Spark controller.
Right. You're 100% correct, Roger, because I think they're going to go with a new type of transmission system. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to. They definitely said it's not going to be OcuSync 2.0, but it's going to be a marked improvement from the old one.
Okay.
And they're actually, there were also some rumors that I heard too, is that the controllers are going to look a lot like the Mavic Pro and the Mavic 2 Pro controllers with telemetry data on there, which I think that should be a must on every drone. When I got my Mavic Pro a couple of years ago, I was just so impressed that I had redundancy. I had to go, I had the app, which had all the telemetry data, but when I look down, I also had the other telemetry data too, which I think is invaluable. I think that's fantastic. One of the other things that I wanted to kind of touch base with this morning, and I know this applies for us here in the States, is this new FAA rule, and I kind of wanted to come on and explain some of these things. There's been a lot of videos. I put out a video on it, and there's been a lot of other videos that have come out on this. One of these, basically, the rule change is this: is if you live in, or if you're in controlled airspace, meaning, you're within 5 miles of an airport and you're a hobbyist flyer, you don't have a Part 107, you used to be able to call the tower to say, I'm Bill the drone reviewer. This is where I'm going to fly. This is my altitude. Here's my contact information, and it was good. Well, the rules have changed. The rules, and a lot of people have missed this part, is if you want, you can still do this. However, you have to apply for a waiver with the FAA to do it. Right now, what the FAA has done is through the AMA, I think is what it's called, the association we have here that regulates radio controlled aircraft, is they have fields you could be able to fly at, and the FAA has designated these fields in controlled airspaces that are in controlled airspaces where you can fly. So that's their workaround for this. And of course, if you're a Part 107, you can use an app like AirMap, be able to click on it, and if the airport is enabled with LAANC, it's just a couple of quick hits of the button, and you'll be able to fly there, and they can see you on the map, so they know where you're at. And I think that's the important thing here. But a lot of people are saying, we're talking about these being temporary. These are not temporary rules. These are permanent. Okay. There was no language in there that indicated that anything about this was temporary. And I want to make that clear. And, a lot of other people see this as, oh, well, the FAA is doing this to force pilots, everybody, to get their Part 107s. Well, I don't see that as being the case. I see this as, them wanting to have an idea of where aircraft are all the time. I don't see any kind of harm in this. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's like the sky's falling. The sky's not falling. If you abide by the rules, it makes it very easy to go out there and fly your drone. Whether you're here, and I know up in Canada, the rules have changed up there for you guys as well. And I think the government has, a certain amount of discretion that they have here, and they want to control the airspace. And I'll give an example here. I love YouTube, and I love watching videos on YouTube. And I watch a channel called the Flight Channel, and what it is reenactment of airline accidents or airplane accidents over the years using like a flight simulator, and it's actually very accurate. And I watched one that was, at the time, it was considered the worst accident in the history of the United States. And it was, I believe, in 1960, and it was over LaGuardia Airport, where it was a United DC-8 and it was a TWA Lockheed Constellation crashed into each other. And the basic thing behind that was, now this prompted a whole shift change as far as air traffic controlling was concerned here in the United States. And President Kennedy at the time authorized the FAA to do what it would take so people would know where other planes are. So that's why we have the modern system that we have today. Was, unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives, but it was kind of a pioneering thing because, air traffic controllers were guessing. They did not have the ability to see, planes on their radar screen until they were within the vicinity of the airport. So it was just, they were guessing with flight levels, and it was just a very unfortunate accident, but it led to a big change in the way we do things here as far as airspace is concerned. And I think this is how we need to approach this is, we want to be able to enjoy flying our drones. Okay. And we want to be able to fly safely as well too. You and I, we love to fly our drones, and we also love to be able to go and get, to go and be able to fly on planes as well too, and to be able to do that safely, and yes, I think the government has an obligation to us to make sure that our airways are safe and clear, And, we have an obligation even as hobbyists, to make sure that we follow the rules and regulations that are set in place by the government, and then again, if something is out of line, if it's not something that should be noticed, that's why we have, elected officials. We can go to them and say, look, this is something I think we need to change this, and here's why. And if we come at them, if we come at this as a united front and say, you know what, this is something that needs to change, and here's why, and provide a logical explanation for it, it can happen. But if we go at it half-cocked and say, you guys need to take care of this, this is ridiculous, and just start, that banner, that's not going to change things. We need to engage our elected officials, and we need to say, look, this is something, why don't we look at doing it this way instead of this way? And then, list every reason why under there, instead of just going off with all this stuff,
Right. Because I think there's a bit in all the communities, different communities of the sky is falling, excuse the pun. And what it does is it takes our eye off the prize. We get so wrapped up in the minutia of all this that we don't see what we really need to be doing, which is to be flying, to be out there and just follow the rules, see what happens. And then when you find something not working, speak up and make sure you're heard. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, Val's right. A lot of people think the sky's falling here, and it's not. Okay, it's not falling. It's
Right.
realize something here. Okay, and I'll go back. I'll just briefly say, when our countries were founded, okay, there were laws and rules that were set into place, to keep civilized order. All right, and most of us follow those rules. Okay, and if we don't, you pay the consequence for this too. And it's kind of the same thing here. You follow the rules, you follow things, it provides for order. Okay. And when you don't, that's when things get out of order. And I think that's the whole thing here is, we want to keep this in perspective, because if we don't, it's just going to go off on a tangent here. And you don't want that. You don't want people to go to an extreme here, as far as that's concerned.
The way I see it, and hello everybody. But
Hey,
the way I
Greg.
see it, Bill, is you're exactly right there. So think about it. Back in the days when cars were first invented, were there rules governing speed limits and where you could park and all that stuff when they were first invented? No, because there were not enough of them out there to make it warranted having to have those. Well, when drones first came out, there weren't a lot of people flying them. They weren't very high tech and able to fly miles away from you. But now they can. There's so many of them out there. Think of all the traffic laws that we have out there now. That's on a 2-dimensional plane. Drones fly in a 3-dimensional plane. They not only go forward, left, right, backwards, they also go up and down. And so if they're sharing that space, and anybody who crashes up in the air, there's no, you pull over to the median and you exchange information. Whatever is up there is coming down, and then you got to, after the wreckage, figure out what's going on. And unfortunately, some of the stuff that's up there has people inside of it. And so they need to be, like, I have never had a problem with them making rules regarding safety of flight, because most plane crashes aren't pretty.
No. That's a good point, Russell. I mean, and one of the more ridiculous things is, when you see these media accounts of there's something happening over at Gatwick, overseas, over in England, and then there was something, supposedly a couple of pilots near Newark, New Jersey, spotted a drone and all this. It's like it's all hearsay, okay? Because where's my very first question is, where's your proof? Okay, if you can show me the drone, okay, that's fine. You can't show me the drone, that's not, I'm sorry, what you're saying is hearsay. Because, and especially for pilots, and if you really want to think about it, and I don't know who those pilots were. We're talking about the drones that they spotted, or the drone they spotted, and when they were getting ready to land in New Jersey. Okay, now if you're familiar at all with aviation, okay, when they're beginning their descent, okay, And if they're, I think they said that they were at like 3,000 or 4,000 feet. Okay, let's be realistic here. All right. You know, when you're up 3,000 or 4,000 feet, I know there's a video of somebody overseas that went up, I don't know how many miles up in the air. He has like 10 million views on it.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
And it crashed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He went up 8,500.
Exactly. You know, you can't, I mean, you know, DJI, for example, and I'll use this as an example, they'll list on their specs on their drones an effective ceiling. Now, what that term means is, you know, there's a lot of physics that come into this, okay? And the biggest thing is, you know, the air up there is different than it is at 100 feet or 200 feet. And the ability to maintain lift is much different, you know, at 5,000 feet than it is at 500 feet. So, you know, there's a big difference there, and people don't realize that. So the lifespan of a drone at 5,000 feet or above, you know, it's not going to last very long up there. That battery is going to go from say 80% to like 20% in maybe 5 minutes, because it's having to maintain. I mean, it's overworking itself. All right. Because
the other difference is you can have a massive difference between 5,000 feet in elevation and 5,000 feet in elevation. If you're taking off and you're going all the way up to 5,000 feet from sea level, you're going to have some fairly high upper level winds, where if you go above a mountain here that's 4,800 feet high and you go 200 feet above it, you're still going to get winds, but you're not going to get 5,000 foot winds above sea level.
Exactly. That you know, and see, this is what makes it all ludicrous, because, you know, I did a video, and it was probably, I'm going to say maybe about a year or so ago, and you may have seen it. The University of Dayton launched a drone into a what do I want to say? They launched it into the wing of an old Mooney aircraft.
Oh, I remember that.
It was an old Phantom 3. And it was almost like this contraption that they used to do it at 200 miles an hour. All right. And, you know, my whole thing was on this video, you know, and I actually contacted University of Dayton. I never got a response from them. I said, you know, what were your parameters? What were your guidelines for this? You know, did you have anything? I never got a response. But number one, you know, to be hitting that at 200 miles an hour, okay. The Mooney didn't fly. I think its top speed was like about 190. Okay. So, you know, and the Phantom 3, I mean, what, 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour top speed of the Phantom 3. I'm not sure. I mean, it was ridiculous, number one. And number two, they showed the impact of it, and, you know, it tore a hole in the wing and the drone was completely destroyed. But the whole fallacy of that, it was just, you know, it wasn't a scientific study, number one. And number two, I've seen other studies where birds striking the wing of a similar aircraft, okay, it pretty much destroyed that wing. All right. Those birds are much more of a threat than drones are up there.
Right.
Correct. The biggest problem I have with that test, and I do remember your video on that, Bill, the biggest problem I have with that test is if you're going to test something at that speed, you had better be doing it in a wind tunnel, because blow all results out of the water if you're not. Because if that wing is going 200 miles an hour, it's going to have lift under and below it, or under it and above it, I should say. And that is going to affect the pathing of the drone. So what really would happen at 200 miles an hour up in the air is that thing, first of all, if the nose cone's turbulence doesn't already cause it to start tumbling at that close, by the time it gets to that wind, it's either going up or below it. If it's not going to strike right on that, because it's going to have too much lift carrying it up or below. So it's going to glance off and tumble. That's what would happen in real life.
Exactly. You know, and I think that's one of the things that people need to remember here with all this. Okay. I think the only one where we've had any kind of a real verified incident was there was a Phantom 4 that actually hit an Army helicopter, and I think it was around New Jersey, and they thought they had enough of the wreckage of the Phantom 4 to be able to trace it back to the owner. Okay. You know, and I've never followed up to see what happened about that. But I mean, that was just, I mean, you know, those kind of things do happen. But, you know, the Army helicopter landed safely. There wasn't any issue as far as that was concerned. So, you know, this whole thing about, you know, people getting all, you know, in a lather about this, it's just, it's ridiculous, because, you know, when you also reach a certain altitude, you're going to lose sight of your drone. Not only, I'm talking about losing sight as far as a first person view from your controller. You're not going to have that anymore. So you have no idea where you're flying. Okay. And I'll tell you what, 99.9% of the people that I know that fly drones, they don't, that's a no-no for them. Okay. They don't do that kind of stuff.
What detail are you going to see from 5,000 feet in the air that is so cool?
Yeah. What do you get? When you get up there, realize something. That's a great point, Russell, because you get up there and guess what you're going to see a lot of? Probably clouds. Okay. And, your vision will be obscured anyway. So what are you going to, what are you seeing at 5,000 feet that you don't see at 400 feet? Okay.
The really cool field that you can now see 10 miles away that, oh, wow, you can now see it. Yeah, it's a square. I can give you a square if you want to look at one. Here's a square of yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's where we're at. So, this whole thing with these rules that are being instituted, it's a good thing, and people need to look at it as such. And a lot of people will say, it's a money grab by the FAA. Well, I think one of the things that I think the FAA needs to work on here is the test that you take for your Part 107. Now, I took it. Well, he's a licensed helicopter pilot, lives over in California. He has his own aerial photography business, and he also uses drones as well. He told me, he said, Bill, that is almost the same exact test that you take, written test that you take for a private pilot's license here in the United States. He says, it is ridiculous. The questions that they have on there, it's just somebody from one department came over and said, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll just take an excerpt from the private pilot's test and throw it onto the test for, Part 107, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're asking you about METARs and weather, and, they'll ask, there's some trick questions on there. One of the big trick questions is, okay, you have three structures. One's at 100 feet above ground level. Another one's 200 feet above ground level. Another one is 500. What's the altitude to take off, or what's this, or where's it illegal? I mean, they just throw this kind of stuff at you. And then another one is they'll say, okay, you had a drink 24 hours ago. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Later, is it okay to fly? It's just like, it's ridiculous, these questions. I mean, make them relevant to us. And I know Jason Schoppert, and I probably mispronounced his name, the guy who does Remote Pilot 101, which is the best course out there.
Oh, yeah, Jason Shepard.
Shepard. He's fantastic. Okay. And I'm sure because he's a licensed private pilot, I'm sure he would agree with me, that these questions that they have on the test are just absolutely ridiculous. Gear it more towards, what's it take to, how do you start your drone? How do you do a compass calibration on your drone? And there, for the most part, I'm saying things that are more relevant to drones. Okay. If you lose sight of your drone, how do you recover it? Things that are relevant for that, not things that are just like, you need to know airspace, and you need to know where you are in airspace, and you need to have a relative idea of that, but they go way overboard on that. And it's too, I mean, I'm not a private pilot. Okay. I'm going to be a Part 107, and I'm going to use it for commercial purposes. So, in order to do that, let's make it more realistic here, because right now the way that test is, it's not realistic. And
did you already take a test, Bill?
Oh yeah, it's now the renewal $150. When I originally took it was $125. It's now $150. All right, and it's and that's pass or fail. Now, what's really interesting with that is it's every 2 years, and I think that's ridiculous too. I think something like that should be at a minimum every 5 to 10 years. Okay. I'm also, and a lot of people don't know this, I have a ham radio license. Okay. I'm an amateur extra, which means I can go on any band here in the United States. All right. Now, my license is good. Listen to this. Okay. 15 years. Okay. So I think the FCC needs to talk to the FAA and then get their acts together as far as this is concerned.
Yeah, but you know what? Before the FAA and the FCC can talk to each other, they have to meet in the middle at the FBB.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Really?
got, this week is going to be great. I may be doing it. I'm not sure, depending upon when the Osmo Action comes. I may be doing like a live unboxing and setup of it. I've never done a live unboxing before, so I'm kind of like crossing my fingers. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I'm also planning, as I said, using this for, going up to Ohio to record, the first time we see our granddaughter. But what I'm planning on doing also as well is, when I'm going outside and shooting videos, I'm going to be using this as well, because it's an invaluable tool. And I think a lot of guys, miss this, and being able to, you want to look at the features and everything, and it is an action cam, but to be able to have it outside to help record things, I think is going to be fantastic for me.
When you do your review on that, Bill, just having an action cam and stuff myself, do a test on the audio compared to like a cell phone or something like that, because audio is always the problem with those action cams.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing. And before you popped on, Russell, one of the things that I found out is DJI has an adapter for it, but they don't have it out yet. And I think that's going to be key for this, because I know a lot of people, the sound that comes off a GoPro Hero 7 and naturally in the sound. I mean, a lot of people when the Osmo Pocket came out said, that sound was just horrific with it. And it was out of the box until they got the adapter out for that. But, once they got the adapter out and people started, hooking up, external microphones to that, it makes a big difference.
It does. My problem with that, though, is now myself, I'm not really using my action camera for this, but the average person who's buying a GoPro 7 or now the Osmo Action, they're using that they're using that action camera because they want to be able to go out in the water, jump into the ocean, jump into whatever, the river and everything with it. And so if you hook up an external mic, you are no longer waterproof.
Exactly.
Right.
And so you got to worry about. So I would really like to see some kind of action camera that has a decent enough mic, because like my action camera, that GoPro 7, which I still love it. I'm not going to lie. I still love it. But if I hold it right here and I'm talking and everything, I'm good.
Hey, Ashley.
I'm good. But, Ashley, I was going to use my Canadian Drone Hub coffee mug.
Here, you can use mine, Russell.
Mine is green and way awesome.
Mine is prettier.
Yeah, it is. But that's why I got the green one, because nobody else would have it. But anyways, what I was saying, Bill, is if I hold that thing out here, I have it on my little, I have it right here actually. So if I'm holding this thing out here, the audio is already getting bad at this point. It's not great. You can't hear it. And if I have it on a tripod or something and I'm like 5 or 6 feet away from it, forget it. It sounds like, you're throwing audio down a hallway at it.
Well, you brought up a good point, Russell, with the waterproofing. One of the things that I think, this kind of sets apart from the Hero 7 is, you have to put it, in a case to make sure it's waterproof. But with the Osmo Action, it's right out of the box. It's ready to go as far as that's concerned, which I think is a great feature. But I think one of the things, this whole thing about audio is a key point on this, because, you go out there and you shoot the best video you can possibly shoot. But if you don't have good audio with it, it's like, oh my gosh, what a nightmare. And for me, for example, what I do is I use a corded lavalier mic I got for about $30 on Amazon. And it has about a 20-foot cord with it that I use on my smartphone. So when I go out there and I'm shooting my videos, you can hear me crystal clear. I mean, there's no difference with that. And that's one of the things that I'm worried about and I'm hoping that they come out with this adapter sooner rather than later for this, because for me, I need good audio, because I don't want to have to go back when I'm putting my videos together in Adobe and have to record a track over it. I want to be able to get it exactly as well, like when I'm outside, with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
well, and the thing is,
I have a quick question. Can I ask you, Mike? Yeah. So I was going to go get the mic adapter because, I have a GoPro 5, and until this thing dies, that's, I think, the level I'm going to be at. And it's good, but you can't pick up that adapter anywhere, Bill. I've been looking for it through GoPro, Amazon, all the offshoot stores. Nobody has that adapter right now. Everyone's
ridiculous.
complaining about not having it. What is up with GoPro?
I don't know. I don't know. That's ridiculous.
The other thing, Bill, is these are actually waterproof up to 3. Well,
Oh, okay.
up to 3 meters. The case gives it more. What is
Okay,
it? 20
gotcha.
meters or 15 meters or something like that. But they are water. So like if I'm just jumping in a river or something like that, and I'm going no more than 5 or 6 feet under the water, it's fine.
Yeah, like you do.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Jumping
do.
in a river like you do.
I like to play around in water. Yes. but what I was actually kind of getting towards is, wouldn't it be great if they made one of these with a Bluetooth connection to a mic?
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we had talked about this on Coast to Coast Drones with Bill Thomas and Ron Brown and myself, is if they had some kind of a Bluetooth connection here and to be able to do that, I was just like, wow. I mean, that would be like a light bell going off,
It already Bluetooths to my phone to send videos and stuff.
That's a firmware kind of a thing. I think that could easily happen. And I think DJI could probably easily do something like that too. I know, for example, I know Rode just came out with a mic. I know it's mostly for smartphone. It's a smartphone based mic, but it's Bluetooth. You hook the adapter on your phone, and then you pin the actual mic on your lapel, and you could be 5-10 feet away and still get crystal clear audio on that. So
Is that the Micro Go?
It's by Rode.
Yeah,
yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, Val.
Like a little square is different.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about $120, $130. I don't think it's that expensive, but I mean, everything I've seen, and I've seen some videos on it, I mean, it works really well. I mean, for example, when I went to the See the Bigger Picture event in New York, I forgot my lavalier mic. So, I mean, it was the audio that I had from it. Whoever was shooting me, my wife did a lot of the video. She had to be up like fairly close to me to be able to, and I had to talk louder because had to do like 2 or 3 takes while I was there because the audio didn't come through. So, to have some kind of a audio system like that is just like absolutely fantastic. And with the GoPro Hero 7 and with the Osmo Action, I think it's key because, if you're out there, you're going out, you're enjoying things, especially, if you're underwater or, you're doing something rugged or something, you want to be able to pick up that audio. Having that video is great, but not having that audio is a real killer.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
That's been my biggest knock on it. I absolutely love everything else about this thing. Everything.
I know. I talked to I talked to Ron Brown a lot. Did a video at the beach here in Florida with him when he and his wife were down here visiting, and had such a great time with that. I mean, he was so impressed with it, and that's one of the things that he said. Was it works so well, and one of the things he likes about it, and he actually did it the other day to demonstrate that it worked, was being able to do a live stream from YouTube, and he did that from the Hero 7, and I think you will see that with DJI's camera. I have absolutely no doubt with that. And there's one thing, and we need to remember something with DJI. They don't let all the features out at once with something like this. They give you they'll give you a certain set. They may give you, I think, maybe 25% of the total features at launch. And with firmware updates, you'll be getting more and more of these features. And that's exactly what they did with the Osmo Pocket. When they launched it, and now I guess the latest firmware update for the Osmo Pocket just added a whole host of different features for that people have been talking about. So, that's one of the things that I give DJI some credit for. And I think it's also smart marketing too, because if you come out and you have the whole gambit of features at once, okay, well, guess what? Okay. When
buy the next.
Right. When GoPro Hero comes out with their 8, they'll know, the competition will know exactly what they need to do to step it up a notch. But if you only come out with 25% of your features at launch, okay, it's still good. I mean, there are things, on that Osmo Action, for example, that front facing selfie screen. you know, that makes a difference for a lot of people. I mean, you know, and to have it to be in color too. I mean,
Yeah.
and
If GoPro wasn't going to have a selfie screen on the Hero 8, you better be darn sure they will now.
oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree with them 100%. You know, and GoPro evidently, you know, from my understanding with them, I think their launch, whenever they do it, is in September. So it's kind of right around the corner. And this kind of gives their engineers time to be able to get that taken care of. And this brings up an interesting point. When the Mavic 2 was originally going to be announced, it was originally going to be announced in July last year. And then remember, there was a delay till August. Well, the reason there was a delay was Parrot came out with the Anafi, and it had a zoom feature on it. Well, you know, from what I hear, everything that I hear, what happened was what DJI went back and said, you know what? Let's come out instead of with one drone, the Mavic 2 Pro, we're going to come out with a Mavic 2 Zoom, and we're going to put the camera on there that's going to have a zoom feature. And if you know anything about the cameras on both of these drones, they're completely interchangeable. I mean, you know, you can swap out the cameras on either one of their drones. I mean, that's one thing that they actually even announced at launch. It said for a fee, DJI will do it. I mean, they've never really officially announced it, but there's plenty of videos on YouTube where guys are switching the videos out. I mean, it's just absolutely positively easy thing to do. And this is what DJI did. They put a zoom camera on the same platform. They call it the Zoom. All right. And it just made it, you know, it just opened up a whole new market for them. And they were actually smart in delaying that launch to do that. And, you know, because, you know, when you delay a launch, and this is something that I've talked about with people, you know, that get impatient. I said, you need to understand something. DJI does not want to repeat the mistake that they had with the original Mavic Pro. When it came out in October 2016, people weren't getting them till December and January the following year. Right. And they don't want to have that happen again. So they need to build up inventory and stock. I mean, when I ordered my Mavic 2 Pro, I got it within 6 days, okay, after launch. I mean, it was sitting on my doorstep. I mean, it was the timing was just incredible with that. And that's the whole thing here too with the GoPro kind of a thing. You know, they now see what DJI did, so they're going to crank it up a notch. But you can bet at launch, and this is something, you know, DJI is probably holding in their back pocket some things in a firmware update until the GoPro Hero 8 comes out, and then you'll see them go, here we go. And they'll put out something that will absolutely be fantastic. It's just I know the way they work, and I really do like the way they work on this.
Yeah, I gotta say, Billy, you're an absolute pro. My kid was making all those noises, and you never even skipped a beat.
That's what happens when you've had a lot of children.
That was Russell. That was that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Hey, Bill, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, Val.
For someone like me, let's say I didn't have any kind of action cam, what would be the best buy for the money and for what you get right now?
For right now, and let's say all things being equal, let's say that price is $299. Okay,
right.
There's no tariff on it. All right. I think either one you would get if you get a Hero 7 or if you got an Osmo Action. I think either one would be an absolute fantastic buy. You know, I cannot knock a Hero 7. It's one of those things like, you know, you just can't knock it. You know, there's just so many great features on it. You know, there's a couple of things for me that I think set the Osmo Action apart. You know, that front-facing, viewfinder that you have on there is number one. The Rocksteady on it is better than the image stabilization on the Hero 7 from all the footage that I've seen. And the refresh rate on the Hero 7 is 70. The refresh rate on the Osmo Action is 100.
Okay, what's that? The refresh rate?
It's the right rate. The right rate.
Right rate.
Yeah. So it's basically how many megabits per second is it taking the video in and recording it at? So when you're doing 4K video at 60 frames per second, there's a lot of information coming in. And so it might not take the best red or the best green when it's trying to keep up and go at, let's say, something that can only write at 30 megabits per second. It will not get the best colors. It will have a little bit of jumpiness every now and then, sometimes some ghosting. Whereas if you have a really high write rate, it will be, crystal clear. And Interactive DNA about 15, 20 minutes ago or so did actually say something that is true. The codec makes a lot of difference as well, other than just the write speed. The codec is probably almost more important than write speed in some cases.
In some cases, yeah. And that's a good point, Russell, because and I think for most people out there, and this is something, whether you're flying a drone or whether you're using an action cam and you're putting it into whatever video editing software that you're using, okay, I can tell you this: 9 out of 10 people are not going to really have anything to do. Now, Russell, you might do it, I may do it, and some others may do it, but for most people, they're going to take what they get and put a video out about it. Okay. You're not going to see people messing around with color saturation or brightness or anything like that. They're going to put their video together and put it out there as is, which I think is fantastic. I mean, unless you're using it, example, let's say, you're shooting real estate. Okay. You're going to want colors to pop. You'll probably put that in and do some rendering to it and do some post with it. And that's where an instance where things like codecs matter, and people, when you get at that level, then what's going on. And one of the things that I've said about this, as far as like, let's say you go ahead and you get your Part 107 and you're shooting commercially for things. One of the things that I'm a huge proponent of is that you outsource your video editing. Okay. Because here's the thing. And Rick Smith brought this up from Drone Valley, and I agree with him 100%. If you're sitting there in front of your computer, all right, doing rendering and video editing, you're not out shooting and making money. Okay. When you're out there shooting, you're actually making your money. So you offload that to a third party to have them do that for you. And I'm a huge proponent of that, because if you don't, you're bogged down. You spend 10% of your time shooting and 90% of your time video editing, and you're losing clients that way. I mean, that way.
I agree with that. And if I got busy enough, because I actually do real estate drone stuff and all that, and I have my Part 107 as well, Bill. The only thing is if I actually got busy enough to where that was like my real first job, that might actually be something I would do. But I only do a few here and there, and so I have the time to edit, and I still love doing the editing and everything. But I was going to say, back to Val's question though, Bill. So would you say agree that the average consumer, not us YouTubers and stuff, because we are all really wanting image quality and different abilities, but the GoPro White 7, the GoPro 7 White is perfectly great for the average consumer out there that just wants a camera they can run with that's waterproof, because it does a lot of the same stuff. It just doesn't have all of the little intricacies that the 7 has.
Well, that's a great point, Russell. A lot of people, if you're tech savvy, if you're tech smart, getting the GoPro Hero 7, the loaded one, and getting the black one, and getting the Osmo Action, these are perfect for people that are tech savvy and that have some ability to be able to get into menus and be able to change settings and so forth. But for an average consumer, that would just be absolutely spot on perfect. And I don't know what the price is, but I'm sure it has a better price point.
It's $169.
Yeah, see, that's a real grab. I mean,
so let me ask, does it have the same stabilization?
No, it has image stabilization, but it doesn't have the hyper smooth stabilization. So it's not near as good.
So let me show you something. So here's my GoPro 5.
Mm-hmm.
And if this thing had a little camera on the front, right, to show me front facing, I just want to remind everyone, you have to have pretty freaking good sight to see that anyway. The only thing you're going to know is there might be something in the frame. That would be me, because these reading glasses don't see far away. It just looks blurry. If I don't have these on, things aren't as clear anymore as they used to be. So that front facing camera is only really important, I think, to the young and people who actually wear prescription glasses.
Well, maybe. It's also the big thing is that, Val, is if I'm going like this with my camera, I can't know that if the camera is pointed too high, too low, too left, too right. And so that front-facing camera, really all you're using it is to frame yourself in the photo. Or
Yeah, I'd be lucky to even see that. I could be showing my dog and I wouldn't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Very
I agree, Val. You know, it's like being able to see that. You know, if I don't have these on, I'm in trouble. I'm in
Right?
serious trouble. Okay.
It could be a duck and I could be talking and not know.
Absolutely.
Quack, quack, quack. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm actually waiting for the weather to hopefully get better today, because if I don't get it done today, it'll have to be tomorrow. And tomorrow it's supposed to be a little windier. But I'm actually heading to do that one photo shoot that I was talking about earlier in the week. Old 1895, I think, or 96 built hotel. And I'm doing like a drone photo shoot and interior photo shoot and stuff. So
nice.
it'll be awesome. I can't wait.
Nice.
That would be absolutely great. Well, one of the other things I wanted to talk about before I part ways with everybody is the smart controller. And I know the big news about that this week was the price increase on it, and people were just like, eh. But one of the things that I found they have an issue with being able to stream to do YouTube and live stream with it, and Facebook live stream. And all that issue really boiled down to was that they have a browser called the Lightning browser on the smart controller, and it did not play real well with Google. And they're working on a workaround, but there is a workaround. They're working on a permanent solution for that. But what I did was I downloaded Opera Mini, and I had some people ask me a lot of questions about that. And one of the things, I downloaded it directly from, you can go out to Google on the smart controller, and I went out to Opera, and I downloaded it directly from Opera. I didn't use an APK. I used their download for it, and it was an Opera Mini is specifically for mobile devices. And once I got that on there, problem was solved. I was able to connect to YouTube that way. I had no problems doing that. But a lot of people were trying to download the Opera Mini APK. The APK does not work. It's just, you have to download some other things to it, and it gets too cumbersome. And I wanted a workaround that was just simple and easy and a quick fix. And it did, and it worked. So, if you guys get a chance, check out that video, because, I know a lot of people have been asking, I haven't been able to get that to work. Now, what was real interesting for me, though, was I tried Facebook as it was out of the box and Connect Live, and I actually worked right out of the box. So I couldn't figure that one out. But yeah, it does work. It's just you have to use another browser in the interim to do that. And I highly recommend Opera Mini. I mean, it was an easy download. It's right on Opera's website. Go out there to do it, and it worked without any problems at all.
Yeah, that's nice. Hey, by the way, first, just to cut in here, Justin, congratulations, man. So happy for you. Got your 107. Woohoo!
All right, congratulations. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So now remember, Justin, you actually have to go in and when you get your results, you have to wait. I'm sure they probably told you that at the testing site, but you have to wait about 2 or 3 days, and then you go onto the FAA's website and you have to enter your information on there. And then when you get that done, then you can, what would you say, Bill? It's about 10 days or so. They have the temporary one that you can print.
You get the temporary one, and then it takes about 6 weeks to 7 weeks to actually get it in your hands.
Yeah, and it feels like 15. Just so you know, it will feel like forever.
Yeah. Those days it was like I passed. Well, what was real funny when I took mine, I passed by one question, and the company that I used, I didn't use Remote Pilot 101, which was my big mistake. But the company that I used, the test questions that he had out there were based on the original test that was very first given. Okay. And it wasn't updated. So there were some questions out there. I'm just like, I haven't seen these before. It's like, what is going on? And I had to take some guesses on some of that stuff, because it was just so off books and not like what I had seen. Well, and I go out to Remote Pilot 101 and look at their example, their sample tests, and it was the same as what I took. So that's what sold me on Remote Pilot 101. And the thing with them is, when you get Remote Pilot 101, it's for life. I mean, you pay that, whatever the fee is. You know, it's $125, I think, not sure, but it's for life. You're done. I mean, you get all their updates, everything, and that's huge. And you know, I may sound like I'm getting a bonus from them or not. I'm not. They actually, Jason advertised that they trained the New York City police force and helped them get all their Part 107s. So, you know, it's, you know, that's something that's pretty decent to brag about, something like that.
Oh yeah, I used it and it was awesome. And the thing is he puts out new stuff all the time. So when a law changes and you're like, shoot, how does that apply to me as a 107? You go on there, he will tell you exactly how it applies to you as a 107. Within like 4 days, he has another video up.
Yeah, and he'll have a video out about the new rules. I mean, you can guarantee that he'll do that. He's very on top of that. And, you know, I'm not even going to name the other company that I did my other ones for, and they're begging me to renew a subscription with them, and I totally ignore their emails. So,
Hey, Bill,
yeah.
if I were, oh, I'm sorry.
For us here in Canada, Brant Aerials and Phantom Hodges just passed their advanced drone flight reviews, so they got their advanced licenses today.
Yay, very nice.
Congrats.
So who would you say here with the 107 needs to get that 107?
You know, and I will say this, and I've been a proponent of this since day one. If you're on YouTube and your channel's monetized and you're talking about drones, you need to get your Part 107. Okay.
Correct.
Bar none. Okay. I've been a big proponent of that. A lot of people were like, you know, I got a huge number of dislikes for coming out and saying that, but I think that's the truth. And, you know, and I think Ken Heron had a video on that as well. And it may be about a year or so old, but he actually talked to somebody who worked for the FAA and said, yes, if you're out there and you're what it say in furtherance of a business, then you need your Part 107. And guess what? You know, my channel's monetized. I also get affiliate link income, and from all of that, okay, you know, I'm not going to go out and buy a new Tesla. Okay, it's not. I'm not getting thousands of dollars with it. But you know what? It helps buy some more groceries each month. It helps with some of the family finances. All right, it's not that, you know, I can go out and buy a new car kind of an income, but if you're doing that and you're getting that income, you need to have your Part 107. And when I came out and said that, boy, Val, I'm telling you, I took so much heat and so much flack for that, but I stood by that. And I said, you know what? Okay, you come out there and you advertise, you know, you're talking, you know, your channel's monetized and you're doing this. And then, you know what? You know, it's like now everybody, oh yeah, get your Part 107, get your Part 107. You know, it's just like, you know, it's like the sky was falling kind of thing. But,
you know what, Bill? That's what I call Chicken Little. Every time something comes new and you decide to step out on a branch and say, this really is necessary for YouTube, for if you're monitoring all that, people have a fit. They just don't like change. They don't like anything new. They say, screw that. I'll go. I'll tell them. They'll wish they hadn't brought this up. But the truth is, and that's what I thought you were going to say, is if you're making money, you're making money.
Well,
If you're making one penny, you're making money.
what I would add is, I think everybody, if you have even an inkling that you want to go and get your 107, go and do it.
Yep.
Because the knowledge and the information you're going to have at hand is so much more relevant than it is if you're out there guessing. Like, because I know guys that fly that don't even have a clue. I wonder, and they're calling me and asking me questions. Yeah, I'm happy to answer them, but you can do it too. Everybody can do it.
Yeah.
you know, and
Now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, now, are you charging them $10 a minute to answer those questions there?
you know, here's a big thing, and this is huge. You know, if you guys go out and you're flying, you know, if you're flying somewhere, and let's say a police officer comes up to you, you know, you pull out your 107 and you show them that you're a licensed pilot, that holds some weight, okay? That really, instead of saying, well, no, I'm a hobbyist and here's my registration, you know, he's gonna dig a lot further and everything. But you hold up that 107, you know, 9 times out of 10, that's gonna weigh in your favor and saying, you know what, you've studied, you've passed, you know the rules, you know what they are. So, you know, and that's like telling, you know, it's not like throwing it in a police officer's face, but that's like saying, officer, you know, I am a Part 107 licensed pilot. You know, I am aware of the rules and the regulations.
Correct. And
Okay.
most officers are great people. Like 99.9% of, 999% of them are. But most officers are great people. But the thing is if, like you were saying, Bill, if you pull that thing out, their first thought is, this person knows more than me. About this subject, this person knows more than I do. And so they're not going to push their luck, because if Betsy Lou over here said, some guy's flying a drone in the park and I am offended, whatever. And she said it just like that, by the way. And the cop comes and he comes to talk to you and you say, oh, well, I was just playing around, blah, 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 blah. He's going to like, well, I need to talk, blah, 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 blah. I need this. I would really like it if you left. You pull out and say, well, hey, here's my Part 107. It's legal to fly in parks here in the city of blah, 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 blah. And I'm not anywhere near an airport. I'm flying at this and this. I'm not flying over people. Here's my license. Go ahead and take a look. Do you know what that cop's going to go tell Betsy Lou? It's legal. He can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Exactly.
so I have another question. So here's my drone, my Avid Breeze. I don't have anything fancy. I feel like I'm almost being ridiculous to have a 107 with my little Breeze. Is that?
Well, it matters on what you want to do, Val. Like,
Well, I
mean,
put videos up and they're monetized with my little Breeze.
well, I mean, if you want the 100% cut and dry black and white answer, then yeah, you should have one.
Okay.
If you want the realistic answer, is your Breeze the main focus of your channel, and how many videos are you actually putting up with your Breeze? Not that many.
No.
How much are you making on it? Not that much. Nobody's probably going to go after Val. They're going to go after
Bill,
Roger,
the drone
because
reviewer.
darn it, Roger. No.
Yeah, that's a good point, Val. If your channel is focused on drones, it's like mine is like, duh, Bill the drone reviewer. That's a duh kind of a thing. You know what my channel's focus is about. So, and you bet. I mean, that was when I found out, you had to get a Part 107. I signed up right away. I studied right away, and I passed and I got my license. And, that was important to me, and it's still important, that I think, if you have a drone, there are still drone reviewers out there that don't have their Part 107s and their channels are monetized and their channel's all about drones. So you know what, if you want to, you want to get a knock on the door someday or a phone call, have at it. And then they'll put out a video and lament, why didn't I get my Part 107 and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and not even at your level, Bill, but even at my level, I'm not monetized. My channel is not monetized. It's not even close. I'm like a little more than halfway there on the hours. But I did my Master Air Screw review video. They sent those props to me for free. That's in furtherance of a business if I have ever seen it before.
Oh yeah.
And so it was good that I had my Part 107. And the thing is when I sent them the thing saying that I'd like to review them, I sent the Part 107. That's the other thing. It gives you more of a legitimacy. If you're going to be reviewing drones, hey, I'm a Part 107 license holder, have been since XYZ date, blah, 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 blah. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's this, all that stuff. You are 10 times more likely to get somebody's attention than, hey, I fly drones and drink beer,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic point. Oh, I wanted to give you guys an update on my wife, just to let you know.
Yes.
She was back at work the entire week this week. So,
Oh, jeez.
so that was a good thing. And she met with her surgeon yesterday and got a ACEs up report. It was fantastic. So she's doing fine from her surgery. It was kind of funny though. Last week I caught her doing this. Now we have a TV that has one, that's on the wall that has an articulating arm. Now it's it's a Sony 50-inch and it's about 10 years old. So the thing weighs probably about 75 to 100 pounds. And I caught her pulling it out from the wall and plugging it in. And I was just like, I'm standing there. I'm like, you know what? I like with my hands on my hips. I'm like, okay, what did you just do? What did I just witness here? Okay. She got in some trouble for that. And then I kind of shared that with on Mother's Day last weekend. We went to her sister's and everybody was over there. And I told her mom, I said, well, I caught your daughter doing something bad. She said, what? And I told her, I said, she pulled out the TV from the wall. She said, you scold her? I said, absolutely. She got a scolding for that. But she's doing fantastic. She's getting more energy, and she's also getting more ornery. So, especially with the ornery part, that's really, I know she's doing better.
That's right. When they get ornery,
feedback.
that means they're doing good.
You know, I'm getting that feedback, like I like to say. Well, I got to part ways with you guys. Thank you. You know what? I want to thank Roger, Val, Russell, Paul, everybody. You know, having me on here on Saturdays, I absolutely love this. This is something that I look forward to every Saturday. You know, and I got to thank Roger for your channel, because you know what? You promote the goodness of drones. Okay. You promote, you know, a great environment, and everybody that's on here does the same. And that's why I love being on the show. You know, I talk you guys up every chance I get because of that. You know, and it's something, you know, that I really, really absolutely enjoy. So kudos to you, Roger, and everybody. Thank you again so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Bill. We'll see you later.
Hey, Bill, you're the best. You're the best, Bill, and we always look forward to every Saturday.
Thank you so much, Paul. Guys, have a great day.
You too, Bill. Be safe.
Jeez, Paul, I thought you were going to call him better than Andrew for a second there. I was starting to worry for Andrew.
Well, there's only one Godfather, and there's only one Lord of the Live, and that's Andrew and Roger and Andrew. The rest of us, we just kind of filter through, you know.
Correct.
You know, I went out and put on Twitter that we were talking 107 and some other things for people to come in. I never know if that ever helps. But guys, when you come on, if you see a guest that you really like, go out and tweet it if you have Twitter. Roger doesn't. He doesn't Twitter, but we can Twitter.
No.
No, he does not. We don't want him to go off and try to do that.
Well, Roger secretly, of course, is working on his advanced license, but we won't tell anybody.
There you go, Roger. I see Roger owning an airplane here soon.
Yeah, I know.
Are you going to be flying an airplane, Roger?
No.
He'll be going live from the airplane, and he'll still have the Roxy cam. And the Roxy cam will be
nice.
Roxy's head out the window.
Oh my God.
So how you been doing there, Russell?
Roxy will be over there in the co-pilot seat with the cyclic in her right paw, and she'll have the rudder. But you might have to get some extensions for the pedals.
What was that, Roger, that you were saying? I
said, so what were you doing today? You going out flying today, you said?
I'm hoping to. It's raining right now, but it's kind of stopping. It's supposed to stop right around 9 o'clock, which it's 9 o'clock a.m. and it's been stopped for about 15, 20 minutes. But the place I'm heading to is kind of out in the mountains.
Oh.
So they get rain a little bit longer than we do. So I'm hoping it dries. It's going to need to dry out for a few hours here. And the wife is going to get her hair done. Oh, what's up, dude? The wife is going to go get her hair done. Go get her hair did. So when she gets back from that, I might be able to go out there and do it today. I'm really hoping to do it today because today there's 5-mile-an-hour winds and tomorrow there's supposed to be 15. So it's really tough to sell a picture that has the horizon with like a 10-degree angle on it. So
Good.
I mean, I can edit it and turn it a certain amount of degrees, but then you got to cut and trim some of the picture off, and it's 10 times the work, and I don't want to do 10 times the work. They're paying me well for this job, though. They're paying me. I'm getting more money than I usually do, but
Good. You know, I guess we're going to have, it's going to be clear today, and so I'm working all day. And then we're going into rain all next week. From Sunday on, just nothing but rain, of course.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. My child.
Oh, no, we can't hear that.
There's a dog outside, like screaming at this dog.
Actually, Russell, I thought you had a frog in your throat for a minute. I didn't know what.
I could try to time it with him. Right, Colin? Ah!
Ah, there you go. Russell, you could almost do an opera that way.
Yeah.
And probably will. Go ahead, Russell.
That's all I know. That's the only Italian I know is Figaro. And I have no clue what it means. I just know what one of them starts with.
Hey, Roger, this was a great stream today. Thanks for having me as always. I'm going to head off to work,
Hi,
but
Val.
your Saturday show is kicking. It's just
Yep.
really good. So
And
thanks
don't-
for having me
Hey,
on.
Val, before you leave us, there's one thing you can do. You need to give your speech about hitting.
Oh,
She left already.
she was afraid to hear what you were going to say.
Hit the like button, everyone.
Yes,
Thank you. very much.
Exactly.
Whether you're coming or going or somewhere in between, if you guys could please leave a like for Roger.
That's
I
right.
appreciate that. I did my best.
Yeah. It's John Obsessed, Jerry. Yep, she got a new microphone. Yep. She's very fast on the button, believe me.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
At least she didn't mute me.
Yeah. When she was on my stream, we had somebody come in and troll, and I didn't even know this. I didn't even see the person say anything yet, and it was like it popped up as message has been deleted by Val's life. Like I was like, "Geez, Val." It was like she was just sitting there, like, God. And then she has her little white chalkboard. Val's life 1, trolls 0.
True, yeah. Thank you very much, John Obsessed. Yes.
Nay.
Ariel, they passed their test today. I'm very happy for you guys. Was it very difficult? Did they make you? I don't know if you're gonna be able to say it on air, but how was it very difficult, or was it just they wanted to see you fly? That's it.
That would be such an interesting video. Sorry, Paul.
Maybe-
Go ahead.
Real quick, maybe Roger, you should invite Brent on to tell us about it.
Well,
Yeah. Come on, Gary. But it would be an interesting video to see somebody compare the U.S. and Canadian and UK, all those tests. Like somebody who went and took all of them or something, or I don't know why the heck you would want to do that, but just to see somebody compare how hard they are compared to each other, it would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Russell, I saw your dog walk behind you, and I was out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, is that Roxy changed the color? And
Yeah.
it's like,
So, Brett, do you want me to send you a link?
I would like to hear about it.
Thank you. Hey, Red Studios. How you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
hello, Hugh.
Because what I have heard is that there's like approach angle questions and stuff for airports and stuff in there, and helicopter questions and like.
Well, yeah, well, everybody takes that test, and there's an advanced test. Well, they passed their advanced test, but today what they passed is their actual flight test. They had somebody come out and they had to fly their drones.
Yeah. It feels like your guys are steady. Okay, you come on. Okay, I'm gonna send it to Brent Ariel's email. There you go. I just sent it.
Hey there, Hugh. You've probably been in here for a while and I haven't said hi, but I just wanted to say hi now. Just in case. Oh, no, you just said afternoon, folks. Hey, I'm not that bad. Good Lord, kid.
There, okay, I sent them the link.
I will say, I know the METARs really aren't that useful for us, in actual application use. But I do like practicing with them, at least once a month, just to kind of, it is kind of cool to understand that. Just to get it.
Drone shot says got bad weather there tomorrow. Yeah, we're supposed to get thunderstorms this afternoon and tomorrow all day. So, like I said, tomorrow morning, if I'm not on, so interactive, what's that comment? Sorry, English, not my first language. Kiss Rogers, but sorry, interactive. I don't appreciate that very much.
I think he was referring to the, what is it, the hit the like button thing or something that he had said above that or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to have thunder. Like I was saying, if I'm not on tomorrow morning, guys, it's because we're having thunderstorms. I will not go on. Yeah, kiss my button. Yeah. No.
Some people.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Jumbo.
yeah, I want to have maybe if when Gary gets on here, have him kind of like go over some of the questions that he had, like some of the harder questions, because it would be just interesting to know, like, because have you taken it only once or twice, Paul? Have you had to renew?
Yeah,
I thought you took it twice. So I would just like to know, like, because kind of how the questions go here. I would really like to hear how they're a little bit different.
Yeah, and I agree. I'd like to know what questions he was caught off guard with.
Yeah, exactly. Because those are always the ones that, there was one where, I don't know, were you on, Paul, when I gave the one question to Justin? Oh, I think it was on my stream when he came on and said he was about to take his test. And the one that I gave him?
Yeah.
Where I basically said, you are at 439 feet MSL and you're flying over a tower 639 feet MSL. How many feet AGL can you fly, or whatever? That was one that I didn't really study very much, but they gave one semi-similar to that.
Well, I know that Justin just took his, and he indicated to me that there were questions on winged aircraft, like loading and balancing and all kinds of things that he said that kind of really threw him.
Oh, yeah. The center of gravity stuff. And, what is it? G-forces of bank turns and will you have more or less? Yeah, That was actually on one of the practice questions, but they did have one, like, if I remember the practice questions on Remote Pilot 101, there was two of them that kind of had to deal with angle and
talked about angle, and it showed you the graph and
exactly. But there was three of them on the actual test that I got, and one of them was on wing. Basically, it was
loading.
It was on stalling. Like what happens when you stall, and I never really saw that on the practice questions. At least I didn't remember it from the practice questions.
Yeah, like if you're not balanced and you're climbing too fast, what happens? Do you stall? Do you dive? Do you
A stall happens when airflow blank.
Yeah.
The airflow under the wings does not create enough lift pressure. And that's what the answer was. And I got it on the test because I was like, well, I kind of understood airflow over a wing anyways. But that was one that I was like, I don't remember studying for this one.
Yeah, no. And usually what happens is you're cruising along, taking the test. Everything's going just fine, you think. And then you get that one crescent and you stand there and you're looking at it like, what the hell are they asking me here?
Yeah. And then you're like, how much time do I have left? How much time do I have to figure this out? How much time do I have left? Oh, I have 45 minutes and I'm already halfway through the test. I can spend a little time.
Yeah, Gary, did you get the link? Our email in Canada is slow. It's just like our mail.
Well, in your case, it's not an import tax. If I'd have sent it to them, it might have been taxed. I don't know.
Yeah, Roger, are your the email authority is on strike this week?
Huh? What? No. Oh, no. Oh, you need emails? They're on the slow down, I guess.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more coffee.
Okay, Russell.
I've had 4 cups already. I'm okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's why. That's why.
Well, and I find that when I'm sipping on stuff here, it's like every once in a while I got to say, "Hey, got to take a minute."
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Okay. UFO.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Be safe today.
Oh, later, Playden.
Palladian. Is it Palladian?
Scientists
Playden scientist UFO builder.
or Tim.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, Pleiadian. I forget what Pleiadian means. I've heard the term. I'm gonna pull a Val and Google it.
And I'm not sure on the spelling and pronunciation. Is it Palladian or because I don't see the A? I don't know. Palladian.
I think it's a type of alien, isn't it?
No, he also says we can just call him Tim.
Okay, that's much easier.
Tim, have a great day.
I remember his name is Tim or Jim, and I always keep on mixing up in the both of them. So I said it a while ago, Tim. So I'm lucky.
Yep, I was right. So it's a type of alien.
A star cluster.
Oh man! Evidently, they're the ones that brought dolphins to the Earth.
No,
I love this stuff.
What I was wondering is if it wasn't a playoff of the Pleiades from the Greek, the old didn't Pleiades used to?
Yes, that's the correct, and that's the DIAN that you were talking about, Palladian before. This is Pleiadian, which is which might be an alien from that cluster or something, but that's what it is. And they brought dolphins to us. That's what Google says.
Asgard says, I need to do what Ari does. He keeps a list of names of each channel, so their first names.
I always try to be really good with names, but you know what I do? I do that with my neighbors. Because you know how, like, you meet the neighbor, you say, hi, my name is Russ. Oh, my name is Tim. You know, and then you see him like 2 weeks later and you're like, yeah, I already introduced myself to that guy, so I don't want to ask him his name again. But his name could be Janet for all I know at this point. Yeah. So I actually write everybody's name down on a list and like make like a little map of where the houses are. And then you start getting their names down.
Russell, that's an inside look at old guy-ism, right, Roger?
Yeah.
Wait, are you starting to accept me to the old guy club?
Yeah. If you start doing more than that, you come on and you say hello to Bob there at Canadian Drone Hub, I'm going to say, no, it's Roger.
Yeah.
You know what else started happening recently? Actually started making me take probiotic gummies and like vitamins and stuff. I'm like 5 years away from having one of those like Sunday through Saturday little box things.
Are you making fun?
Wait, hold on.
And this one is my dog's.
Oh, wait, hold on, hold that up so I can read it there, Paul.
And this is mine right here.
I'm just messing with you.
Welcome to the club, Russell. There you go.
No, I won't accept it. I won't accept it for at least.
How you doing? Paduga's in the house.
Oh, hey, Paduga. Yeah, no, I won't accept it until at least my daughter goes into high school. Which is, oh my gosh, that's 5 years away.
Well, I'll give you a little hint. If you ever have an animal in the house that has a scheduled medication they have to take, don't put it with yours because I've mixed them up before and taken hers, and I find myself out peeing in the backyard and chasing squirrels and all kinds of things.
Chasing
And then
your tail.
it occurs to me, this is abnormal. This isn't what I normally do.
But you know what you will have, Paul? You will have a very nice shiny coat.
Yeah. See, it's shiny, but I think that's my skin popping through. I don't think it's the coat.
Gary, I don't know if Gary got the link or not.
Maybe he's getting dressed up like I do sometimes. That sounds really bad.
Or are you still waiting on the link to get it there?
Well, I actually do have to get going here fairly soon. Ashley is getting ready to go to her hair appointment, so I gotta watch the kid here soon and be.
Russell, it was good chatting with you, Russell.
Yep, you too, Paul. Yeah, I should probably get off now. Actually, Ashley is she's getting ready, and I shouldn't make the 9-year-old watch the kid.
I heard a tapping on the floor, and I thought it was her foot going. Get off the damn thing. Get off the damn thing.
I'm not watching Colin.
Oh, gosh, scared the crud out of me. Whoo!
Now,
digging my pills.
Yep. Okay, Russell.
Yeah, bye, Russell. Take
Well,
care.
See you guys. See you, Paul. See you, Roger.
Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody, I will be watching on my phone, but I won't be in here. So I'll talk to you guys all later.
Okay, Russell. Bye-bye.
Oh, no, it was an informative morning.
Yes, it was. I thought it was very good. Are you getting off at 12:30 today, Roger?
Yeah.
Okay.
12:30 there. Or,
Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna back out too, and Roger, and you can say goodbye to everybody on the chat, and we will talk to you soon.
okay, no problem. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Real Warren Easy. How you going? How you doing? Nice to see you. Everybody, check out everybody in the chat and make sure you hit that like button, everybody. Thank you very much. Let's see. Still waiting for Gary to pop in there. Looks like we're going to get rain in about 10 minutes because it's getting really dark here now and the rain's coming in. I've been doing pretty good there, Real Warren Easy. Yeah, just the weather's really crappy here, but it's normal. Yep, we had a very good panel again this morning. Yes, sir. Jerome Schatz is in the house. So is Baduga. Real Warren Easy, joined by Northwest. He's still here. Cool. Asgard Studios, Builder 710. Everybody check out everybody's channels. Make sure you got them. Just not visual. Okay. So I hope most of you guys will get up to fly today. I'm just checking something out. All right. Hey, Dave, how you doing this morning? Daddy 13. Catch you guys later. Day of dinner. Okay. It's too windy again, but doesn't stop me. Oh, that's good, Baduga. Perth West Oz Dave. Everybody check out Perth West Oz Dave. Does very good interviews. Reviews. So check out his channel, guys. Hey, Raider FPV, good day, good day. Welcome back. Yep, doing good, doing good. Oh yeah, it's your son's graduation today. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm very happy for you, for him. Yeah, it's morning. It's past midnight over there. Okay. Let's see. Radar. Sorry, Raider. Whereabouts do you live? California, just outside of Fresno. Okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna be on again tonight. I'll be on at 7 p.m. tonight, so Eastern Standard Time. So I like to. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody for now. I'm gonna see you on a little bit later tonight. So everybody take care. Have a good day. And thank you all so much for hitting that like button. Really appreciate it. Oh, Wakey, just leaving, Wakey. Yeah. Okay, bye, Perth West. Raider FPV, have a good one. Joan Shots, thank you very much for coming in. Baduga. We'll see us all at 7 p.m. Have a good one there, guys. Bye, Russell. Yep. You too, Joan, upsets Jerry. Have I missed the peanut gallery again? Yep, you have, Wakey. I'll see you all tonight. Yeah, Turtle Creativity, we're just leaving, my friends. Sorry. I'll be back on tonight, 7 p.m. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Take care. I'm going to have lunch now. Bye, everybody. Yeah, you're late. Bye.